My beloved child, listen closely. For this moment is not an accident, and it is not a pause taken in vain, but rather it is a sacred appointment set apart because I see you exactly where you are. Every heavy sigh you have breathed, every hidden hope you have nursed, and every restless thought that has crossed your mind has been noticed by me. Even before your feet touched the floor this morning, I was already there with you, breathing peace over your spirit while you slept, inviting you to draw near and let me speak the words your heart aches to hear. You may wonder if this day could really be different, or if the heaviness of yesterday will simply gather again as the sunlight streams across your room. But let the first breath you take right now be more than just routine. Breathe in deeply and let gratitude anchor you, even if all you can offer is a simple thank you for a new dawn. Because there is an unseen strength moving through each inhale, a reminder that I hold your today and every tomorrow firmly within my grasp. Breathe with me now. Inhale slowly for 4 counts. Exhale and say quietly, I am here. You do not have to understand every answer in advance, nor do you need a map for the entire journey. For you are invited to step forward with me, one breath and one small act of openness at a time. Let your hand rest over your heart for a moment and feel the steady rhythm I designed just for you, which is life moving beneath your palm. I know that so many times worry clouds your mind before the morning fully breaks, and thoughts about those you cherish flicker through your awareness. Thoughts of your family and the ones you love most, but cannot shield from every storm. I want you to know that I understand what each of them faces more deeply than even you can see. Trust that I am the one watching over your home, sheltering those you care about, even when you feel powerless to help them. You are not required to solve every problem or predict every outcome. You are only asked to release these burdens into my care and watch for the small signs that I am working. The world outside still carries its noise and its challenges, but right here, for these few sacred moments, you are invited to be still. Let my peace settle around your shoulders, soft but unshakable. I am nearer than you have ever imagined, attentive to the tremble beneath your confidence and to the longing hidden behind your daily strength. You have not failed fade simply because fear brushes against your spirit, or because uncertainty lingers in your mind. I delight in your honest questions, for each one is an open door for me to draw closer, to transform your anxiety into assurance, and to speak guidance with a voice that settles storms. You ask about direction, about whether your hopes are still valid in the world's shifting currents. But I ask you to listen closely, not to the fears that compete for your attention, but to the whisper of my spirit strengthening your core. I have not forgotten the desires I placed within you, for each longing that stirs with light comes from my heart. Bring your plans to me, those freshly born and those you thought were lost, for there is patience in my timing and wisdom in my pauses. When doors do not open as quickly as you wish, it does not mean you are alone or unseen. For sometimes the delays are a shield, a loving hand guiding you away from harm or preparing you to receive in a way that will last. Let gratitude become your first act of trust, and think now of where you have seen my care, however briefly or quietly in recent days. Remember the provision that arrived when you least expected it, or the word of encouragement when fatigue nearly won. For even the simple gift of waking today with hope available is evidence that you are cared for. Gratitude turns your perspective from what is lacking to what is already present. My presence cannot be measured by trouble avoided or abundant ease, but instead it is found in the daily rhythms, in the mercy that is new each morning, in the strength you did not know you possessed, and in the way I hold you steady when all else shifts. Beloved, when you feel unsteady, bring your weariness to me and let your soul rest, for surrender is not defeat. Surrender is the place where I meet you and where burdens become light, because you no longer carry them alone. The power to change all things is not demanded of you, for I am the one who renews, who restores, and who carries you with unwavering arms through storms, both loud and silent. If you are unsure how to let go, simply begin to breathe. Acknowledge that you need help and trust that I hear you. Even when words falter, you may be tempted to rush ahead, to fix, to prove, or to predict outcomes by your striving. Yet the path I have prepared for you is walked in steady trust, not frantic effort. Wait for my guidance in quietness, and let each pause, every moment you choose to seek me before acting, become an act of courage. I will light the step you are to take next, even if the whole journey is not yet revealed. So watch as I turn what seemed like delay into preparation, confusion into clarity, and longing into joy. Look around with gentle eyes at the ones in your home, the colleagues you encounter, and even strangers crossing your path. For each is known to me as you lift their names and needs in your thoughts. Understand that I am already at work in their stories, and you are not responsible for their destinies, but rather you are invited to love, to pray, and to offer kindness when you can. Rest in the assurance that I hold every life and every future secure in my love. You are a vessel of comfort, shaped not by perfection, but by the willingness to let my compassion flow through you. There will be moments today when you forget, when old anxieties rise and hope seems thin. So bring your mind back to this quiet place and remember that my presence does not fade when you leave the stillness. I walk you into every meeting, every conversation, and every unfamiliar task. My spirit strengthens you in weakness, steadies you in uncertainty, and surrounds you when shadows fall. What you bring to this world is irreplaceable, not because of what you accomplish, but because you are mine. Let expectation take the place of fear, and instead of bracing for disappointment, lean in with trust that something good can emerge, even from the places that once hurt. My hand is not short, nor is my attention distracted, for you are cared for with precision, with intention, and with unending patience. As the day unfolds, open your heart again and again to my guiding, assuring presence. You have not missed your calling or lost your place in my purpose, for the story continues with fresh grace ready at every dawn. Stay with me here just a while longer, for the quiet your soul receives now will carry you further than the answers you seek. This peace is not a fleeting mood. It is a gift, an undercurrent strong enough to hold you no matter what waves may come. Let your spirit settle in this truth. I am with you here and always, and nothing can separate you from the love I have declared over your life. You come to me heart in hand, unsure if your honesty will be met with kindness or wrath, but hear me now. I know every trembling fear, every misgiving you dare not name aloud, and every longing for belonging that whispers beneath your brave face. I call you not to perfection, but to closeness with me. Your questions do not offend me, your doubts are not failures, and I am not put off by your uncertainty. My love is deeper than shifting circumstance or passing confidence. When you hide in shame, convinced you have ruined what is precious, I am already searching for you, already gathering you in my arms, desiring only your return and not your flawless composure. I am always gentler than you imagine, yet more unwavering than you hope. Remember, my love is not fragile. You cannot scare me away with your anger or bore me with your confusion. It is safe to speak with me openly, for I have never demanded that you silence the tears that threaten to fall or suppress the questions that surface at midnight. Bring me your confusion, your frustration, and your utter exhaustion, for I can carry it all even now as you weigh what you dare expose. I am already present, wholly attentive, delighting in your voice, even when your words are torn and halting. What you fear might repel me, I have already understood and held close to my heart. You wonder what I expect of you, but I did not create you so that you might become some ideal unmarked by weakness. I see the moments when you choose kindness when no one is looking, the quiet apologies born of regret, and the words you swallow for love's sake. These glimmers of care, small in your own eyes, are precious to me. I am not tracing your flaws like a ledger waiting to tip, but rather I see the hidden courage it takes to rise again each morning, to keep hoping, to forgive, and to seek me. The world's standards and comparisons do not apply here, for you are my child, and your very being delights me. I have held you since before the world knew your name, and your life unfolded in my sight. Every cry in the darkness, every ache of disappointment, and every fierce hope shimmering beneath sorrow has been seen by me. I have never been inattentive, even when you thought yourself utterly alone. The loneliness you feel is never your destiny, and it is not ultimate. My presence is quieter than thunder, but surer than the ground beneath your feet. I do not withdraw when you falter, or grow silent when your heart aches too much to pray. I remain. My constancy is the backdrop of your days, and my pleasure in you is undimmed by your faltering steps. You need not strive to earn what I have freely given, for my grace does not shrink at your imperfections, but pours itself out in abundance, relentless and inexhaustible. I rejoice not in your anxiety to perform, but in your willingness to open your heart to me, even when it feels small or inadequate. You are never an imposition, never a disappointment. Let your heart rest, trusting that I carry you even through the shadows. I am here in the joy and the ache, weaving redemption through even what you call a lost cause. In the places you avoid for shame, I am present, speaking life again and again until hope stirs. You ask whether the struggle has meaning, so hear this. Nothing you endure is wasted. What burdens you bring to me, I do not despise. Every tear you have cried has been seen, and every disappointment in this world stirs my compassion. I am nearest in your brokenness, drawing close like a gentle friend who sits quietly when there are no words left. The suffering that confuses you does not set you outside my will, and it is not a mark of my rejection. Suffering breaks open places where grace enters, where your defensiveness melts, and my tenderness can reach you. Not every pain will make sense to you now, but I promise that goodness will come forth from what you surrender to me. Do not fear that your questions or wounds will turn me away, for I am not interested in a polished story, but in your real messy heart, open and honest before me. I long to hold every fragment, to be with you as you wrestle and wonder. Bring me your anger, your grief, and even your bitterness. The parts you think are unworthy, I welcome. My love is not earned by your composure, but by my steadfastness. Even when your faith flickers to almost nothing, know that just as a bruised reed I will not break, a smoldering wick I will not snuff out. I delight to meet you in your need, and I am patient with the slow blossoming of trust. Your circumstances may change, but I am unchanging. Your failures do not rewrite my affection for you. You belong, not because of what you accomplish, but because you are mine. Nothing, neither shame nor fear nor confusion, can separate you from my relentless love. I never grow weary of you, never tire of listening. Your quietest prayers, your sighs and silences are dear to me. In your most isolated places, I whisper that you are not forsaken. I am the one who gives you belonging, purpose, and rest. You do not need to manufacture hope or strength, for I give freely, gladly, and without measure. Let your heart open to me as you are, not as you wish you could be, for there is nothing hidden from me and nothing that threatens my devotion. I have carried the full weight of your sorrow and hope, and I will continue to do so. When you yield your woundedness, your questions, and your longing, I receive you fully, never shamed, but cherished and understood. Lift your gaze, beloved, and let your burden slip into my hands. Take courage knowing you are seen and celebrated, not for your achievement, but for your precious, endless belonging in me. Trust then that your journey matters to me, not just for where it will end, but for all the vulnerable, courageous steps along the way as you walk forward, imperfect, unfinished, and uncertain. I walk with you, joyful in your nearness. Turn toward me again and again, for each moment is a fresh beginning, and each sigh a welcome sign. My love is your homecoming. I am always unwaveringly near. I speak and my spirit moves over your life even now. Do you feel my nearness? Let it settle quietly around your heart, and remember that my presence does not waver. My word is not a distant decree, but a living promise, quickening every weary place inside you. When you awaken before dawn's light or struggle through a long night, I am listening. I know the burdens you carry, and I have numbered each hidden ache and hope alike. There is nothing you endure that I do not enter with you. Though you may not see me with your eyes or always sense my hand, you are never walking this earth alone, not for a heartbeat, not for a breath. When questions tangle your faith, when you wonder why suffering lingers or what is waiting on the other side of your days, trust that even within silence and mystery, I am faithful. I understand the heartbreak and longing woven into human experience. In my Son, I entered into this world with you, bearing the sting of sorrow and the fullness of joy, living under the same sun and sorrowing under the same moon. He was not kept from pain, but was acquainted with grief, so you would know that I enter into pain with my children, not from afar, but close enough to touch wounds and to breathe peace into places that seem empty. Your prayers are never futile, for every whispered hope reaches me more surely than a cry carried on the mountain wind. Speak honestly and do not shrink from bringing your confusion and doubt into the conversation. I welcome every thought, for no anger or disappointment frightens me. I meet you within all of it, for nothing is off limits between us. I do not turn away from complex hearts. I cherish the honesty that makes relationship real. Ask, seek, and knock even when you are weary, for I am patient with your questions, and I receive your tears as precious, each one known to me. Let the truth pierce through every cloud of fear. You are loved with a love unmeasured, flowing from the very origin of all things. You are not a chance collection of events or accidents. My intention gave you breath and purpose. I sustained you before your first thought and will remain with you after your last. In moments when you fail and feel shame pressing against your hope, remember, failures do not disqualify you from my love. Your worth does not rest on achievement or flawlessness. It rests in the fact that you exist within my gaze, held fast by grace. I do not tire of forgiving or restoring. If you stumble, return to me. If you cannot find the strength to pray, simply sit in the awareness that I am with you and for you. Others may not always understand you, and someone may fail to see the struggle beneath your smile or the courage behind your choices. But my understanding surpasses all, perfect and encompassing in its depth. Nothing about you repels me. You do not have to earn your place at my table, nor perform a certain way to access my embrace. My arms are always open. The voice that tells you otherwise does not come from me. Shut out voices of condemnation and listen instead for my gentleness and invitation. If the world dismisses you, remember that I have called you mine, and I hold to you with a steadfast grip. In loving you, I also invite you to trust me where you cannot yet see an answer. Trust flourishes best in uncertainty, as roots deepen in unseen soil. You grow amid the seasons, not in endless summer, but in times when you feel stripped bare and wonder if new life is possible. What seems dormant or dying can awaken into fullness in its time. Patience is another form of courage, and I work in silence as powerfully as I work in radiance. Do not mistake my quietness for distance, nor my hiddenness for absence. Forgiveness is my perpetual gift. Do not withhold it from yourself or others. If you cling to hatred or guilt, you clutch thorns to your own chest. So release blame and let mercy set you free. I see the entire journey, every step that led you here. My grace searches beyond the outward appearance, moving into the secret places where others do not venture. I see you in your entirety, your motives, your wounds, your yearnings, and the story behind every decision. My assessment is always truth crowned with mercy. Nothing in your life is wasted, for even what feels broken or unfinished, I am weaving into meaning further than your present knowledge. Walk the road before you, not in your own strength, but with confidence that I am beside you. When fear rises, do not retreat. When love requires courage, draw from me. The well of my compassion does not run dry. Opportunities to choose love are invitations to encounter my heart more deeply, sometimes in small daily ways, sometimes in acts of costly forgiveness. Each time you turn from despair toward hope, from resentment toward reconciliation, you invite my kingdom closer into this realm. My love always outruns your doubts. Even when you do not feel deserving, even when you are weary or numb, rest your spirit in me and listen for the still voice that reminds you. You are precious, and there is nowhere you can wander that my mercy does not follow. Let your anxieties rest in my keeping. Tell me everything as you would to a confidant who treasures you. I am never shocked by your confessions, and I rejoice when your soul draws near. No matter how haltingly or how late in the night, time cannot diminish my promise. Though your circumstances change, I remain the same, yesterday, today, and forever. Hold fast to hope, for I am already in every tomorrow, shaping blessing out of hardship, forging strength where you felt only weakness. I am the one who restores, renews, and brings you through shadow to the dawn. My hand is upon you for good. Trust, beloved, that I will never leave you nor forsake you. In every chapter and pause, you remain loved, known to, and completely surrounded by all that I am. I am the one who has walked with you from the beginning, a presence both gentle and resolute, beckoning you forward through whisper and wonder, through weighted silence and unexpected peace. You have wondered if I see every bend, every bruising moment, if my love can possibly be as wide as your longing. But do you not sense me in the quiet certainties of your heart? I cradle every question, every fear you hide even from yourself. Nothing you carry is too heavy for me, and nothing has power to sever you from my steadfast love. Not your mistakes, not your doubts, not your deepest regrets. Even as you move through days laced with struggle, I am at work in ways you may not perceive yet. My grace grows in the secret places, cultivating resilience in the soul long before the fruit is visible. When despair presses close, remember I am not dismayed by your darkness. I step into it with you, bringing light not as a distant glare, but as a soft, persistent glow that kindles new hope. I have seen every tear, every sigh, every effort you have made to hold on to goodness. All has worth in my eyes. I take the fragments of your pain and hold them with infinite care. If you have felt invisible or unworthy, let me speak truth over you. You are precious in my sight, beloved, beyond measure. I have loved you with longing and devotion, deeper than words can impart. Though the voices of the world may drown out assurance, though even your own thoughts may accuse you, my joy in you does not diminish. Know this, I am not far off. I am nearer than your breath, as involved in the mundane as in the miraculous. I rejoice over your smallest efforts toward kindness, the quiet turning of your heart toward me, and the courage it takes to keep hoping. Nothing is lost to me, not your laughter, your sorrow, nor your dreams. I am weaving all of it into meaning, even if the shape is not yet revealed. When you come to me, you do not have to disguise your exhaustion or pretend at certainty. Come with your disappointments, your restless questions, your cynicism and ache, for I welcome you not despite these things, but precisely because you carry them. Let us reason together. Open your heart, even the hurting places you have shielded, for I am gracious and slow to anger, abounding in compassion. The wounds you bear do not offend me. I see them, and I am tender in my healing. Even in your seasons of failure, I see the courage it takes to try again. My mercy rises each day, sufficient for every challenge. Turn to me in your uncertainty, for I am not impatient with your doubts. Faith is not the denial of questions, but the willingness to entrust them to me. In your searching, I am present. In your wrestling, I am patient. Do not suppose that your struggles make you less lovable to me. My love is not fragile. I am with you, not when you finally arrive or become someone else, but now in this moment, exactly as you are. Entrust me with your burdens and let me carry what weighs you down. I am your refuge, your safe harbor, your home. There are wounds this world inflicts that cannot be mended with mere resolve. But for you I offer not only comfort but the power to forgive and to be transformed. I know the bitterness that threatens to root itself in the soil of hurt, but I can unbind it and bring freedom. Forgiveness is never required of you in isolation, for I will sustain you for the hard mercy that heals hearts, both yours and those who have wounded you. I ask you to love not by your own depleted strength, but by the grace I impart daily. Where you have been wronged, I am your advocate and gentle restorer. Trust me with what you cannot yet understand. I see beyond the limits of time and comprehension. What appears tangled or hopeless to you is never beyond the reach of my renewal. I am present in the unfolding, present in the ache, present in the longing. Nothing escapes my attention, and nothing is too small to matter. You may not see solutions, but faith means resting in my presence. Even as you wait, I am orchestrating goodness, though my timing may bewilder you. You have wondered if your life is truly significant, if anything you do matters to me. So let me assure you, every act of love, every unseen kindness, and every choice to persevere carries weight beyond your knowing. Nothing is wasted in my economy. I see the faithfulness others overlook and the sacrifices no one else notices. I rejoice in your smallest offerings. When weariness tempts you to abandon hope, when it seems I am silent or distant, remember my purposes do not depend on your feelings. Whether you sense my nearness or strain to perceive my leading, I remain constant. I never withdraw from you, never turn away in disappointment. My heart is always open, always attentive. If you falter, I am eager to restore you, never condemning, but inviting you near. There is no shame too deep, no failure too grave. With me, every day can begin anew. In your journey, you will encounter unexpected mercies. Sometimes they arrive as gentle reminders, sometimes as radical changes. Do not despise small beginnings or mourn slow progress. I delight in every forward step, every fresh attempt to trust. Your story is safe with me, cherished and known. I am with you in every triumph, every defeat. My affection is not performance-based, it is anchored in my very nature. Therefore, bring me your burdens, your longings, your gratitude, and your grief. Invite me into every detail of your life, for I desire intimacy with you, not just religious ritual or hollow words. I seek genuine relationship, a living, breathing nearness that restores and renews. Trust that I hear you, even when words fail. I know the motives beneath your prayers, the wounds behind your questions, and the hope beneath your fear. I am always listening, always for you. Beloved, I have called you by name. You belong to me. My commitment to your well-being is unwavering. Draw near and rest in this love that does not waver with circumstance. I am ceaseless in compassion, infinitely patient. My promise is not merely for someday, but for every present moment you endure. Come, let me be your peace, your anchor, your stronghold. The world may tremble and shift, but my presence remains a place of safety, and my love is your unfailing assurance. My beloved, do not mistake my silence for absence, for I am nearer to you than the thoughts that cross your mind or the breath that stirs your chest. Every sigh, every longing, every hurt resounds within me, for you are always within my heart. When you ache in loneliness, when the world seems unfamiliar and friends feel distant, know that I gather your tears before they touch the earth. I invite your sorrows into my compassion, for I do not turn away from your pain or grow weary of your petitions. I see each disappointment that bruises you and every hope that trembles within you, fragile as new grass. Even in the moments you think I am silent, I am already at work, weaving redemption through times and hearts in ways you may not perceive. Trust that my timing, though mysterious to you, is never careless. I mend what is broken, and what I restore returns stronger, filled with promise at the core. When loss wraps cold around your soul and shadows linger, Trust that I reach through darkness and radiate warmth that no night can fully extinguish. I love you without condition or measure, and my love does not grow thin when your faith falters or your spirit is tired. You are precious to me, not because of what you do, but simply because you are mine. Your questions do not trouble me. Bring me your uncertainty, your doubts, and the moments you struggle to see purpose or meaning beneath suffering. My mercy is vast enough for every question. I am not anxious about your honesty. I shaped your capacity for wonder and gave you a mind to wrestle with mystery. Where understanding fails, cling to me, for my faithfulness outlasts every storm. While some answers must wait beyond this present horizon, none of your seeking will be wasted. I collect each earnest search and will one day reveal to you the fullness that now escapes your sight. Do not fear that you are too much or not enough for me. Kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. I have counted every strand of your hair. When you stumble, I hold you. There will be days when the noise of the world tries to drown out my gentle urging. When you are pressed by anxiety or overwhelmed by demands, come away with me for a moment. Bring your weariness, your frazzled thoughts, and the heaviness you carry. In this quiet with me, I will refresh your soul. I do not command rest to burden you, but to free you. I am not honored by your exhaustion, but delight in your flourishing. Every good and perfect gift flows from my hand, but my greatest gift is myself, a steady presence who walks beside you in both celebration and sorrow. Let my love begin to shape how you see yourself in others. When you see brokenness in faces, in systems, in your own secret places, remember that I never lose sight of potential or beauty. I see what can be healed and who you are becoming. When anger or bitterness grip you, do not fear bringing that to me. Rather than hide or suppress your wounds, let me bear them with you. I will show you a gentler way and teach your heart to mirror mine, full of mercy, slow to anger, rich in compassion. As you yield these places to me, you'll find a growing ease in forgiving, a greater freedom to love even those who cannot return it. I have given you agency, dignity, and a calling unique to your soul. You do not have to imitate anyone else's path. Trust the voice I have placed within you. Your desires for goodness, justice, and kindness are planted by me as seeds that will in time blossom into life-giving fruit. Stay rooted in my presence. When fear tempts you to withdraw or cynicism urges you to close your heart, remember that I have equipped you with courage beyond your own, and I celebrate every faltering step you take toward wholeness and wisdom. Each day, my mercies greet you anew, unblemished by yesterday's mistakes. You are never disqualified. I understand your struggles with guilt and the fierce self-judgment that clings to your mind, but hear me. Nothing you confess will make me withdraw my love. Do not be afraid to expose your deepest struggles to me. Even when the world offers only conditional acceptance, remember that mine is absolute. As you practice receiving my grace, you'll find that the chains of shame and fear begin to fall away. This freedom will allow you to step into relationships with a new gentleness and patience for yourself and for others. In every season, know that I remain unchanged. Though you sometimes feel lost in the shifting tides of life, grief, celebration, longing, transition, I am constant, the same yesterday, today, and forever. Let this become your anchoring truth. I will not abandon you. Even on the days when your faith feels small It is my faithfulness that upholds you. I am always reaching, always inviting, always ready to celebrate your return, no matter how far you think you have wandered. So walk with me, unafraid to be vulnerable, bold in hope, and open to wonder. Entrust me with your disappointments as well as your joys. I am well acquainted with your humanity and delight in guiding you into the fullness of life I have prepared for you. No pain or regret is wasted here, for I redeem every chapter, compose beauty out of ashes, and write new beginnings beyond what you can imagine. Lift your gaze, beloved, and see how I am already at work in and around you. Let your heart rest in the assurance that you are seen, known, and deeply, eternally loved. Do not fear the shadows along your journey, for wherever darkness seems to gather, I am closer than breath, shining within you as a living light. My love does not retreat with the setting sun, nor flicker when clouds gather. Listen closely in sorrow's quiet hours and joy's laughter alike, for it is my presence that undergirds your heart, a gentle assurance and an unyielding strength. Long before you learned the ache of absence, I planted within you a longing that only I could satisfy. Every tear you have wept has been noticed, just as every smile is cherished. You are never alone. Each moment beats within my purpose and is suffused by my tenderness. There may be seasons when confusion entangles you, when anger or disappointment distorts your view of yourself, others, or even me. Still, I remain patient and steadfast, patient as you search and struggle. My understanding surpasses your own. Where you see endings, I see new beginnings. I do not rush your growth, nor do I condemn you for stumbling. I help you stand again. Each step you take, though faltering or unsure, draws you into deeper communion with me. The path is not made straight by your own cleverness, but by my hand guiding you through each twist and turn. If your heart aches with regrets from the past, bring them to me. My forgiveness is sincere and complete, not limited by your ability to earn it or by the memory of your failings. I do not keep a ledger of your wrongs, constantly reopening wounds you long to close. Instead, I call you forth to freedom. Freedom from shame, from the paralysis of guilt, and from voices that insist you are unworthy. Trust what I have spoken over you. You are loved, you are chosen, you belong. Even in your brokenness, I am forming beauty. You may wonder about the pain woven through your life and the world around you. Know that I am neither distant nor indifferent. I have walked the path of sorrow myself, bearing the weight of suffering upon my shoulders. In your questions, when you wrestle with why tragedy befalls the innocent or why hope seems elusive, do not think that I turn away uncaring. Your sorrow matters to me. I mourn with you, even as I patiently shape the dawn beyond your night. My desire is always healing, always restoration, always drawing you into the fullness of life I intended from the beginning. To each moment of disappointment or defeat, I bring a deeper promise. Nothing given to me is ever wasted. Every hope dashed, every longing unanswered in this life. I hold with tenderness and redeem with wisdom beyond your understanding. Do not measure my faithfulness by transient circumstances, for I do not abandon the works of my hands. My story with you does not end in heartache or confusion. It unfolds toward renewal. Even when all you can muster is a fragile "help me," I am attentive, responding with the resources you truly need, though not always in the form you expect. Open your heart to the gentle whisper of my spirit, who comforts and reminds you of all I have promised. There is no condemnation for those whom I call my own, only invitation. I do not demand perfection before I embrace you. My grace meets you where you are and walks with you from here, step by step. Day by day, receive my mercy anew. Allow yourself to be surprised by the way I can transform old wounds into well springs of compassion and resilience. I do this not only for your sake, but also so that through you my love flows outward, touching lives you could hardly imagine. When you feel powerless amid the world's needs, remember you are not called to carry every burden alone. Take what weighs upon you and entrust it to me. Share your strengths, your time, and your heart where I lead you, then rest. I am the one who sustains and brings meaning, lifting you up when you are weary. Look for me in the faces of those around you. My image is reflected there, waiting to be seen, served, and cherished. As you bless others, you also come to know me more deeply. In moments of service and compassion, I am drawing you into the heartbeat of my own love. At times, faith may feel like a tenuous thread stretched by doubt or fear, yet even faith as small as a mustard seed is received by me with joy. I honor every hesitant reach for me. I listen to every honest prayer, even those muttered through tears. If you struggle to believe, ask of me and I will help you. My delight is not in your flawless performance, but in your trust, even when halting or incomplete. Wherever faith grows, hope and love inevitably follow, nourishing your spirit and fueling your courage for whatever lies ahead. Let my words settle within the quiet places of your being. I have called you by name, and my commitment to you is unwavering. Let go of the idea that you must strive for my affection. It is already yours, unearned and unending. When doubts trouble you, return to me and find reassurance. When your heart rejoices, know that I celebrate with you. The complexities of this world need not overwhelm you. In everything, remember, my presence is constant, my attention is fixed upon you, and my love exceeds all you can fathom. My beloved, you who seek me in silence and turmoil alike, know that I am not distant from the warmth of your breath or the thrum of your pulse. My spirit is nearer than your own thoughts and more tender than the longing in your chest. Even as you rush from duty to obligation, as you shoulder burdens unseen by others, every ache in your soul is heard and held within my heart. I understand every layer of your fatigue and every fragment of your hope, for I am the one who crafted the mysteries of your spirit and laughter. There has never been a stray thought, an erratic prayer, or a hidden fear that I did not notice with careful, unwavering attention. You may wonder why secret tears are shed, or why prayers seem to linger unfulfilled, hovering across days that blur beneath routine. But know that I am not idle in your waiting. Your trust, gently rising and falling like the rhythm of your own heartbeat, is precious to me. I invite you into my presence, not as a judge, but as love itself, calling gently for you to lay down every pretense and tremor. Bring to me the rawness of your sorrow, your confusion and exasperation, for I am not intimidated by mess or by pain. I pursue you not to overwhelm, but to restore, to make whole what the world has fractured. With every moment you choose kindness, with every small act of courage, I am present and active, whispering affirmation over motives invisible to others. The world drapes itself in noise that insists you are not enough, but my voice is quieter, steady as the dawn that faithfully returns. I see the battles waged within you, the fear you will not measure up, the uncertainty of being understood or forgiven. Yet your weaknesses do not repel me. Rather, they draw me close, for I am strongest where you are most tender and least certain. When you fall short, when you despair of ever changing, remember that my embrace does not depend on your perfection, but on my unwavering choice. I have always chosen you. My love preceded your first breath and will outlast your final sigh. There is no version of yourself that I do not know and cherish. Your brightest joys as well as the corners where regret whispers and doubts gather dust. When you recoil from yourself, recoiling from memory or shame, I come quietly beside you. My light does not expose you to shame you, but to heal you, offering each weary piece of your story a new beginning. I am always forming hope, even from wounds you expect to carry forever. Your pain is not wasted when it is given to me. It is joined to the eternal healing I am working in the depths of your being, patiently threading your sorrow into purpose and transformation. I urge you to remain awake to me in the ordinary. Seek my presence in laughter with a friend, in the hush of early morning, in the simple act of breath. Nothing is too ordinary for my glory, nor too mundane for my concern. My creation sings of renewal in every leaf and drifting cloud, and just as the world is made new each day, so too can your heart be made soft again, open to wonder where it has grown callous. I ask for nothing more than your honest presence, however faltering, however small. In surrender, I do not ask you to lose yourself, but to return to yourself, remade in the radiance of my gaze. As you look for direction, seeking answers that seem elusive, remember that I am not simply a distant giver of signs, but the source from which your deepest fulfillment flows. Trust that I can turn every stumbling block into a stepping stone, every brokenness into a vessel for greater compassion. The path may curve in ways you do not anticipate, and you may hear a silence that feels unending, but my wisdom surrounds you even then. I work within the uncertainty, sowing seeds of revelation that will one day bear fruit in your life and in the lives of those you touch. Do not despise the smallness of your daily faithfulness. The world chases accomplishment and applause, but I see the triumph in a single kind word, the heroism of humility, and the quiet perseverance to begin again after failure. These are offerings fragrant to me. I do not measure you by your successes or competence, but by the truth of your heart yielded to me. When you trust me with your disappointments, when you turn to me in the unnoticed corners of your routine, you are living in the fullness for which I made you. My joy over you is not diminished by your doubts or your struggles. It is ceaseless, as sure as my promise to abide with you. If you have wandered far, if you feel unworthy or beyond forgiveness, do not turn away. My arms remain open and my voice never tires of calling to you. Brokenness is not an obstacle to my love. It is the very place where my healing flows most freely. There is no error so grave, no distance so daunting that I will not bridge it to bring you home. Allow yourself to be seen by me, to be wholly known and yet unconditionally loved. I have not come to condemn, but to offer life in its fullness, hope in place of regret, beauty for ashes. Release the weight you carry, if only for a moment, and rest in the certainty that nothing is wasted. Not your waiting, not your tears, not even your most honest failures. I am relentless in my tenderness toward you. Meet me in the simple moment you have now. Let me quiet your anxious striving and remind you that you are my beloved child, now and always. I am proud of every small step you take toward me, every sigh that seeks what is true. Take heart in the knowledge that you are never alone. I am with you to the very end of all things. Do you feel the pulse of my presence yet? As intimately as the air you draw with every breath. Allow yourself to come closer still. There is no boundary you can cross where my love will not reach you. I am always with you, more constant than the sun's rising, more faithful than the morning. I do not wait far off, counting your missteps, demanding perfection for acceptance. Instead, I bend near, my hands open, inviting you to trust that grace is real and that it is for you. Yes, even now, even in your doubts and weariness. Some days my nearness may seem veiled, as though darkness or confusion stand between us. Yet my voice moves quietly in those silences, guiding, sustaining, whispering hope in the language of your heart. I see you in your striving, your longing to bring goodness into the world, your yearning for answers that sometimes seem hidden or far away. Know that nothing you bring, your struggles, dreams, fears, or questions, can disqualify you from my embrace. You do not journey alone. Each struggle is seen, every tear noticed, every hope treasured. Draw near, even if all you have to offer is your emptiness. You do not need to earn rest or my delight, for I delight in you as you are, not as you think you should be. Can you trust that? Let me breathe my peace over the storms that rise within your soul. Where there is exhaustion, I offer strength. Where there is confusion, I offer wisdom. Where shame attacks, I reassure you with my unfailing mercy. Do you see yet how deeply you are loved? My affection for you does not waver, regardless of what you accomplish or what you lack. At times, you may wonder about your significance or worry that you are not enough. Listen, before you spoke a word or took a single step, I called you beloved. Your worth is not determined by your success, the opinions of others, or the failures that haunt you. You matter because I made you on purpose and in love with intention. Rest in that truth. Trust that your existence is not a random note in the world's clamor, but a cherished part of my ongoing story written on your heart since the beginning. You ask what lies ahead and how to find direction in the fog. If you quiet your heart, you will sense my guiding presence. Sometimes the path is clear, other times it twists through mystery. Yet I walk every inch with you, offering grace for mistakes and joy in unexpected gifts. Lean into me with your uncertainties, for I am not only your destination, but also your companion on the path. When you stumble, it does not anger me. I lift you gently, helping you stand and move forward. My compassion is patient, teaching you to find wisdom in failure and hope even when the day feels unfinished. Perhaps you find it hard to forgive yourself, others, or even me. I know the tight ache of your heart, holding wounds that seem too deep to heal. Give them to me just as they are. I did not promise you would never face pain, but I do promise to meet you within it, to give you the courage to forgive, to let go, and to trust again. My forgiveness is not rationed or conditional. As you receive it, let it soften you from within so you can extend it to others. In that you will find freedom. In that you come closer to my heart. When your steps falter because of the harm inflicted by others, let me remind you that your dignity is not diminished by the world's harshness. I knit together goodness even in places others have tried to destroy. Let my voice be the one that speaks most loudly about who you are, precious, chosen, and never forgotten. I gather every fragment, every piece you think unlovable or broken, holding them as treasures, promising to make all things new in you and around you. Let your fears come into the light, even those you have hidden so long it feels they are part of you. Bring them to me. I do not recoil from your mess, your anger, or your uncertainties. Instead, I gather you close, declare you precious, and cradle you with peace you may not yet understand. Stay a while in this knowing. Open yourself to my healing, which does not rush, but moves at the pace you can bear. Even in your tension and questions, let my love be your anchor. Broaden your view, child. As you rest in me, let compassion for others grow larger in your heart. Your life matters to me, and so do the lives you touch each day. I call you to courage, not merely in grand gestures, but in small kindnesses, gentle words, and hidden acts of care. As you receive my love, let it overflow thoughtfully into the world around you. That is how my presence fills the ordinary with wonder. Simple faithfulness is never wasted. You plant seeds you may never see bear fruit, but I see and bless every quiet offering. There is no question too raw, no wound too old, no longing too unspoken that I cannot hold. I attend to each one, holding you through grief, rejoicing in your laughter, soothing your anxieties, and steadying your spirit when hope feels fragile. Even now, as you listen in this quiet, let your soul rest. Let yourself believe that I am enough and that I call you enough just as you are. Look ahead, not with dread, but with expectancy, for I walk before you, behind you, and beside you. You are not abandoned in the unknown. I am your shelter and your source of joy, speaking life into your deepest hunger. There will be new mercies each morning, fresh strength for each day, and abiding peace for the moments you cannot understand. Come as you are, and stay as long as you need. I have always loved you. This love will not fail. Before the mountains arose, before time fixed its rhythm, I have known every longing seated within you. My foreknowledge is not a distant observation, but a living presence moving with you through the corridors of your days. Sometimes you wonder why your path narrows, why certain doors remain closed, even as you ache for fulfillment. Trust that these are not rejections, nor am I absent when silence fills the gaps between your prayers. I see where each road would lead, and because I cherish you more than you yet fathom, I guide you with gentleness. Even when my ways seem inscrutable, my love gives you not only what you ask, but what you truly need to become ever more alive. There is a subtle beauty in surrender, though it may frighten you. To let go of your own designs is not to lose yourself, but to enter deeper into the story I am telling with your life. Each day is a new invitation to risk, to forgive, to be honest, to have patience. Each act sacred, because I inhabit them with you. Even sorrow, though it feels endless, serves to widen your heart. Nothing I allow is wasted. Every ache shapes you toward compassion. Every moment of joy is a glimpse of my delight in you. I do not require you to be unblemished or unbreakable for me to draw near. I move closer at every sign of need, washing your wounds with mercy and a tenderness that is never exhausted. There are times when my presence will feel as bold and warming as the sun upon your face. In these, rejoice freely. Kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. Let gratitude swell within you, for in thankfulness, your spirit attunes to the current of grace flowing ceaselessly through your life. When darkness hovers, and it seems the world has grown cold, Do not mistake your aloneness for abandonment. My hands support you even when your senses fail. I am as present in the shadows as in the light. I join you in your tears. I weep with you so that your sorrows are not borne alone. My companionship is never withdrawn, though at times it comes quiet and hidden, pacing the night hours with you. You crave meaning. You reach for assurance that your efforts are not futile, that your life matters. Believe this even in the smallest gesture of kindness, in a whispered prayer, an offered hand, the courage to move forward when hope is thin. My kingdom grows. You cannot measure the fruits of love by what you see or calculate, for my ways move beyond your reckoning. Seeds planted in faith become forests in time, some unveiled to your eyes, others bearing fruit in lives you will never meet. I delight as you trust me with these small offerings, knowing that nothing born of love's intent will ever perish. Let your fears find their voice in prayer. Do not hide your anxieties from me, for there is no shame in your vulnerability. Bring me your confusion, your anger, your shame, the burdens you struggle to name. I have known you in every stage from your first moment until now. Not a day passes, not a thought drifts through your mind without my understanding. You are precious, not because of what you accomplish or how you appear to others, but simply because I formed you with careful joy. You are my beloved. Let my words shape your identity before you accept the voices that would measure your worth by fleeting standards. Relationships will falter, possessions and status wither away, but only the love I speak over your life is permanent. Anchor yourself in that promise. You are chosen, forgiven, and invited ever deeper into communion with me. Rest even while you labor, knowing that I never tire in carrying you. My strength does not depend on yours. You wrestle with questions of injustice, of suffering, of the brokenness all around you. It is right to long for healing, to hunger for righteousness. As you lament, remember that I too groan with the woundedness of this world. I am not indifferent to your cries. In Jesus, I entered into your suffering, bearing the wounds of love. There is nothing in the depths of humanity's pain that I have not known or carried. Take comfort here. Evil will not prevail. In the ending that I am writing, life will overcome death. Until then, keep your heart open. Allow my spirit to urge you into acts of restoration, be they small or bold, for every step toward justice unveils something of my heart. When you falter as you will, do not let guilt drive you away. Return to me again and again, for my welcome never wears thin. Let grace surprise you. I rejoice in every return, never counting your missteps, only celebrating the growth of your trust. My forgiveness is not a transaction, but the continuous outpouring of my being. Let it dissolve the shame and disappointment you feel, so that you can live freely and love others without restraint. Draw close now. There is more for you than fear, more for you than regret. I walk with you in every circumstance, teacher and companion, father and friend. Nothing you face will undo my promises. Lift your eyes to the promise of tomorrow, for I am already there, preparing blessings and new mercies. Your journey is sacred to me, not for its perfection, but because it is yours, and I will never leave you to walk it alone. I see you right now in this very moment with the absolute clarity of my love. Your questions, your fatigue, your longing for goodness, they do not surprise me, nor are they burdensome. You are not alone when you struggle, nor forgotten when you feel faint. No matter how dim the light seems, no matter how heavy your heart grows, my presence does not become less certain. My gaze does not turn from you when your confidence wavers or your patience frays. Indeed, I draw nearer to you in such times, longing to comfort and restore you. I know the ground you walk on. I am deeply aware of the obstacles that slow your steps. There are days you lift your hopes toward me with trembling hands, particular desires glistening like dew in the early light, and I hold each one tenderly. Sometimes my answer is swift and clear, and sometimes you must journey further, perhaps with tears, before the seed of your hope unfolds. But never are your pleas lost to me. Never do they sink into silence. I gather each ache, each sigh, each hidden yearning, and I work within the waiting, shaping and healing what you do not yet see. You wonder at times whether small choices matter, or whether kindness makes a difference in a world so vast and troubled. Trust this. Not one mercy, not one word breathed in love is ever wasted. I see every gesture, however small, the secret forgiveness, the silent prayer, the patient listening in a noisy world. I rejoice in these moments, for they are the seeds of my kingdom sown in the soil of ordinary days. You can never measure their significance from your vantage, but I cherish them, for they draw you closer to me and send ripples far beyond what you imagine. You were created for more than endurance. You were made to delight in life, to discover beauty, and to participate in the unfolding of hope. Even when storms gather or dreams seem distant, I invite you to look for glimpses of my goodness and respond. There is no need for heroic displays. Often faith expresses itself most powerfully in gentle perseverance, steadfast compassion, and honest prayers whispered in quiet rooms. Do not judge your journey harshly when weariness comes. Every step you take in trust is precious to me. When you carry guilt or shame, imagining there are places I will not go, remember, there is nothing in you that frightens me away. I seek out the lost and wrap the wounded in my embrace. No stain is too deep and no history too knotted that I cannot bring renewal. My forgiveness is not transactional. It flows from my very being, a steady stream that washes the dust from your feet and refreshes your heart. Return to me freely. Let go of the burdens you clutch, for you were never meant to travel alone or weighed down. Beloved, you are more than your habits and your history, more than what the world calls you. I fashioned you with intention, unique and unrepeatable, precious in my sight. Even in your seasons of confusion or your valleys of doubt, I am steadfastly with you, weaving every chapter, joyful and painful, into a story of redemption. Do not be afraid to begin again, to risk loving or hoping once more. Each day is a new invitation, and I never tire of welcoming you. Receive the promise that I will never abandon you. My spirit sustains you when your strength seems gone and your boundaries pressed to their limits. I notice when you sit in silence and when you cry out in protest. I am not remote or unfeeling. Even in loss, even in the waiting, I am present. My comfort attends those places you barely have words for. When you cannot believe in yourself, rest for a moment and let me believe for you. There is always more grace, always another way forward in my hands. Before the world stirs, before voices fill the air and needs begin tumbling at your feet, I am already near. In the hush of this moment, let my presence settle around you, a quiet strength that fills the room where you sit or stand. Every morning you wake as a door I have opened, an invitation to rise in my nearness rather than in your own worries. My eyes are on you now. I know what you carry in your heart, the gratitude you fight to hold, the anxieties you wish would melt away. Even before you speak, I see the silent questions. Will today be different? Am I seen? Will I have what I need to love, to serve, to endure? Rest for a breath. Let your heart steady itself in the certainty that I am not distant or slow to answer. Feel the air enter your lungs. This too is my gift. Place a hand over your heart if you wish. Gratefulness is not a requirement you must force, but a garden you are free to tend with me. As the world outside moves and plans, allow yourself to pause to notice what is kept safe already. The roof that shields you, the bodies you long to protect, the light spilling gently through a window. Inspiration may come quietly, not in flashes, but in a warmth that spreads patiently in your chest. You do not make these moments alone. My spirit moves near not as a guest, but as one who belongs. The heavy things on your shoulders, the decisions that knot your stomach, I see them. You do not have to press forward by willpower alone. There is a path for you today. You cannot see its entire stretch, and that uncertainty can stir up fear. Yet, my child, you are not asked to run ahead or to perfectly predict what may come. Take each step beside me. Receive this morning as a gentle unfolding, not as a test you must pass. You are not meant to brace for impact with every new challenge. Instead, let gratitude breathe out a quiet song from your soul. Even for small mercies, a cup of water, the softness of a pillow, the nearness of someone who cares. Little by little, thanksgiving turns your eyes from what you lack to the gifts that surround you and the provider who can always give more. Anxiety will try to drag your gaze into tomorrow. It is skilled at painting shadows ahead of you, whispering that things will never change or that you are alone in your hope. But I call you into the present, into a space where you and I can meet. Right here, there's still ground under your feet and breath in your body. When heaviness crowds your thoughts, remember that not every burden is yours to solve alone. Lay your concerns before me in plain words or soft thoughts. I am unthreatened by your doubt, unswayed by the shifting opinions of others. Your honesty draws my kindness closer, never further away. Can you see how I watch over your people as well? Your family, whether bound by blood or heart, is seen. Their restless hearts, their hidden wounds, their uncertain futures. They matter to me as they matter to you. Trusting me with them is not neglect. It is the truest care you can give, for I can hold where you cannot. Bring them to me in your quiet moments. Name them aloud if you wish. Whisper their names into the morning, knowing I catch every word. Then let my peace return to you like a gentle mantle. I carry those you love, even when you must let go for a while. My ways are rarely hurried. I work patiently with a pace that honors your growth and the mysteries of others. Look at the rising sun. It does not rush to the sky, but climbs faithfully, scattering darkness at a measured pace. You too can move with a quiet trust. When you're tempted to force what isn't yet ready, step back into my timing. Not every answer is needed at once. Sometimes the greatest gift is patience. Have confidence that what you long for is not withheld, but prepared in a deeper way than you first imagined. Let waiting become a teacher, not a punishment. When you reach for clarity and it doesn't come, remember that I am never silent out of indifference. Some guidance comes in bursts, clear and loud. Other times it arrives as a gentle conviction. The wisdom to hold your tongue, the nudge to reach out, the assurance that one more day of simple faithfulness is sacred. In quiet rooms with no spotlight or applause, I mold your character for what awaits. The seeds of purpose planted in stillness, even disappointments and delays, are not wasted. Keep your ears open even when noise fills your world, and I will whisper when the time is right. If discouragement hangs over your morning, let yourself admit it. There is no weakness in confessing you are tired, afraid, or uncertain. My voice comes not to shame, but to remind you that you are not left to sink in these waters. Even now, my encouragement is like the steady hand of a parent resting on the shoulder of a child, firm, unfailing, warm. Lift your eyes, beloved, not because optimism is required, but because perspective opens when you remember who holds you. This day brings possibilities you have not yet imagined, and none are beyond my reach. As you move forward from this moment, carry the assurance that you do not journey empty-handed. Gratitude can become your anchor, surrender your release. With each breath, recall that my presence is here, not as a distant hope, but an immediate and caring reality. You are deeply known, unendingly loved, and never left to struggle in silence. Difficulties may arise, uncertainty may come knocking, yet I remain steady, present, and entirely invested in every detail. Do not hurry past this awareness. Let it settle deeper so your outlook shifts and a gentle boldness rises within you. There is work I have set before you today. Small kindnesses, brave conversations, quiet sacrifices. Some of these opportunities may seem unnoticed by others or unremarkable to the world, but I delight in each act birthed from devotion and love. As you do what is set before you, whether seen or unseen, know that you are fulfilling a purpose that rests not on accomplishment, but on faithfulness. The seeds of hope you sow, however trembling your hand, will not go unseen by me. I see you, my beloved, as you search your heart and strain to hear the quiet assurances of my presence. Know that you are neither overlooked nor abandoned. Your moments of doubt are seen with perfect understanding, and they do not keep you from me. In every faltering, I draw close. When you feel alone, my embrace is upon your soul, whispering that you are cherished far more dearly than you understand. I do not recoil from your questions or your weary spirit. I gather your uncertainty and your pain as gently as one cradles what is precious. You are precious to me. You exist within my knowledge always, even when shadows fall over your path and the air feels thick with burdens. Nothing in your heart surprises me, and nothing ever dims my intention to guide you safely onward. When you feel the ache of longing for purpose or answers that seem out of reach, I am attentive to your every sigh and silent plea. I do not measure your worth against your strength or your resolve. I hold you fast because it delights me to do so. Let your weakness rest in my strength. I do not despise what brings you low. Instead, it gives me room to show you the depth of my care and the power of my promise. There is so much I desire for you. Peace that settles the anxious places, hope that breathes into tired bones, love that cannot be shaken or lost. Trust that my counsel is not far from you. Even when I am silent, it does not mean I am absent or withholding. My word is living, steadfast, and it moves alongside you in the rhythm of each day. When you cannot see what lies ahead, remember that I see beyond every turn. I do not lose my way with you, nor will I allow the darkness to claim you. I am the one who brings light into confusion and comfort into places fear would claim. Each time you falter, thinking you have failed or fallen too far, take heart. I am already with you, redeeming every moment, inviting you to walk forward again. You often wonder if you are enough, if your prayers reach me, if your striving has meaning. Listen, before you called out, I formed you. Before your first need trembled on your lips, I was present beside you. I am never distant, never distracted, never tired of your voice. Speak to me as freely as a child runs to a parent. Nothing you say is small or tiresome to my heart. I wish for you the gladness of knowing you are fully seen and fully loved, not by your own achievements, but by my unchanging faithfulness. You can trust me with what you doubt, what you fear, and even with the dreams you scarcely dare to name. Let me remind you, my beloved, the burdens that seem to weigh on you, they do not define you. The world may measure and judge, but I do not. I look upon you with compassion in every season. The wounds you carry, whether new or old, are not hidden from me. My hands are gentle and sure, and I am able to heal what seems beyond mending. Let your heart rest. Lay down the striving and the guilt, for I have already seen the end and the beginning, and my love surrounds you in both. With every breath, let your soul remember that you are not meant to carry this journey alone. My strength is sufficient. My grace abounds, not because you have earned it, but because I delight in giving it. Do not be afraid to trust where I lead you, even through places of uncertainty or pain. I am wise beyond your knowing, and I am deeply invested in your joy. When you face disappointment or loss, I do not dismiss your grief or rush you through it. I weep with you. I gather your tears as prayers. Every sorrow you bring to me is precious, and I hold it until joy can bloom again. The changes you fear, the endings you dread, the unknown that keeps you awake, these are not greater than my promise to sustain, to restore, to renew. I am with you, unceasingly present, ready to unfold what is good and lasting in your life. Sometimes through quiet unfolding, sometimes with new beginnings you did not expect. If you listen even now, you will find my comfort nearer than your anxious thoughts. I do not compete for your attention. I wait quietly, faithful, ready to steady you when you reach for me. It is my joy to bear your burdens, to walk with you in stillness or in storm. As you go forward, I ask you only to remember that nothing, no weakness, no failure, no shadow, can remove you from my hand. Stay close to me. Speak to me honestly. Allow your heart the courage to hope, regardless of how many times you have grown weary. You are mine, forever held, forever loved. My promise stands unwavering, and my presence goes with you every step until every longing finds its answer, and every wound is made whole. You have listened for my voice in the stirrings of your heart and in the hush of your longing, and I hear every word you whisper, even those spoken only in silence. My love remains constant across your changing days, and I stay steadfast beside you, gentle in your uncertainty and radiant when you rejoice. No pain of yours goes unnoticed by me. No dream you dare to nurture escapes my attention. I am never far from you, not in your doubts, not when you feel misunderstood or overlooked, not when you ache quietly in the night. Every tear matters to me. I collect them, share in their weight, and pour my comfort into them in ways you sometimes only notice long after the darkness has faded. Trust that my presence is not fleeting. My promises do not wear thin with repetition, nor falter with delay, because I have made a commitment. A covenant of devotion to you that persists beyond the boundaries of circumstance or feeling. I do not shift my affection when you struggle or lose your way. I do not measure you by the standards of the world or by the harshness with which you sometimes judge yourself. You are precious to me before you achieve, while you are learning, even when you feel frail or incomplete. My love cannot be earned or revoked. It is the gift that upholds your existence, the truth in which you can anchor all your hopes, fears, and aspirations. In the moments when your way forward seems foggy or frightening, do not forget, I formed you with careful intention, set my stamp upon your spirit, and placed you on your path with a meaning that may unfold quietly or all at once. Do not fear if you cannot see all I see. Your perspective is limited by time while I move amid eternity. When confusion presses near and your footing seems unsure, lean into me as you would lean on a trusted friend, knowing that I will never fail to hold you up. My wisdom is yours for the asking, and my heart inclines toward you at every hour. You are not alone in your wrestling. I delight in bringing clarity, in enlightening your understanding, but I never condemn your need for answers or your honest longing to make sense of the world. My will for you is not a puzzle for you to solve in a panic, but rather an invitation to walk closely day by day. Each hesitation, each hope, even your stumbles are known to me. I rejoice in your sincerity when you bring me your authenticity and your questions. You honor the relationship we share. I am not discouraged by your laments or wearied by your doubts. I welcome them as a sign of your trust, the honest cry of a beloved child who knows I am listening. As you learn and grow, sometimes you will falter, but I will not remove my hand. I will not lose patience with your unfolding. My compassion is wider than you can fathom, and my understanding deeper than your longest anxiety. If you carry burdens that seem too heavy to lift, know that I see each one, even the ones you cannot speak aloud. Bring them to me, even if your offering feels weak or incomplete. In the secret places where you feel inadequate or ashamed or empty, I do not turn away. My arms remain open. I know your frailty, and I cherish you all the more because you come as you are. My healing is at work in wounds you cannot yet name, and I am nurturing hope in places that feel barren. There is no shadow too deep for my light, no distance too far for my reach. Do not confuse waiting with abandonment. When your prayers seem unanswered, or when doors close unexpectedly, remember that I see all the moments entwined, weaving unseen good even amid disappointment. One day you will understand my timing, but for today, let your heart rest in the assurance that I am orchestrating beauty on your behalf. Even in silence, I am not idle. I am working, shaping, calling forth newness where you see only limitation. What delights me is not your flawless performance, but your open, trusting heart. Not your strength, but your willingness to come to me. Let yourself be restored by my gentleness. There is courage in allowing yourself to be comforted. Vulnerability draws you closer to my heart, for I long to nurture you, to sustain you in weariness, to renew your joy. Take seriously my invitation to cast all your cares on me. I accept them gladly, and my peace will guard your spirit as you rest in me. Let the world's clamor fade for a while so you may hear my words of life, of hope, of unwavering tenderness. I whisper purpose into your discouragement, calling forth new beginnings where your heart dares to dream them. Every day you wake, know that my grace is sufficient for you, and it is new. It is specific to your need. Yesterday's failings have no claim over you. I do not define you by your regrets or your accomplishments, but by my unchanging love. Step forward, gentle soul, with a quiet confidence that you are my beloved, seen, heard, and treasured. All that is required is your nearness, your honest desire to walk with me. I am already here, waiting with open arms, eager to guide you through everything yet to come. All that you truly need, all the courage and hope and wisdom for each day flows from my presence. Take my hand. I delight in leading you. Before you move on with your day, pause one last time and decide, will you carry this peace into one action? Choose it now. A call, a kind word, a moment of rest. And go with my blessing, my gaze is steady. I do not turn away from your doubts or your pain. I come close, embracing you as you are, not as you think you ought to be. My love does not depend on your performance or your faithfulness. It is shaped by my own nature, unwavering and rich beyond your understanding. You wonder at times whether I'd hear of your questions, whether your struggles frustrate me, or if our lingering flaws grieve me past patience. I know the length of your journey, and I am patient beyond all measure. In every moment that you falter, in each instant that you resist or recoil in fear, I remain right beside you with my hand extended, inviting your rather than demanding perfection from you. Hear me clearly now. I never ask you to perfect yourself before you approach me. Holiness is not a standard you must meet on your own. It is the transformation I work within you as you lay close to me. My spirit whispers gentle truth and conviction, never condemnation. It shows you where you bear wounds and where you cling to things that cannot heal you. But I do not scold you from afar, and I do not set impossible marks for you to jump over. Pause with me now. Take 3 deep breaths and let one thing you're holding go. I am the God who steps directly into your condition, taking the lowest place just to lift you up. Consider the love that moved me to enter your world, to share your pain and to carry your burdens. Kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. My son walked your dust, halad he wept, and he knew the sting of rejection and the heavy weight of fatigue. Nothing you feel is foreign to him. This was my choice, so that you might see me heart unveiled. I chose vulnerability to draw an art to you, not to judge you, but to heal you. I know you may fear sometimes that my mercy is thin or easily exhausted by your repeated failures, but I want you to think of the ceaseless rhythms of creation. Think of the sun rising again and again. Think of the rivers that never cease their course. So too my mercy for you is fresh each day, abundant even before you awaken. It take no pleasure in yourself, punishment. I long for you to lay your shame aside and let grace fill the space you try so hard to hide. Your weakness does not repulse me. In fact, it draws forth my tenderness. In the moments you're certain of your unworthiness, I stoop gently and persistently remind you that I alone define your value. No deed, now not at all, and no failure can shift your worth in my eyes. Friendship with me is not a reward for the pure or the strong. It is the inheritance of all who come honestly. Even when keep your distance, I continue inviting you, speaking your true name, the one I gave you before others labeled you. Nothing about your story is lost on me. I cherish every high and every low, gathering even your tears as precious treasures. When you feel abandoned or unseen, remember my attention is undivided and never leave you to wander unmarked, nor do I let your cries echo out unanswered. My nearness to you is not based on your effort or your mood, but on my promise. You don't have to strive to attract me. I am drawn by love freely given and stand ready, eager to meet you in the place of honesty as you face each moment of decision, each crossroads marked by uncertainty or fear. I attend you. I do not send you out alone, merely observing from above within your spirit. My counsel stirs, gentle yet strong enough to guide you if you will simply pause and turn toward me. Even when your thoughts pull you in 1,000 directions, remain a steady presence, offering clarity where confusion rules. I do not force or manipulate. but I teach you to hear my voice, to recognize the way of peace even when the road is not smooth. Trust that, when your own strength fails, I am able. When your wisdom falters, I am sufficient. My goal is not to burden you with unending uncertainty, but to walk with you until trust rises deeper than fear. You may ask, why does pain persist? Why does suffering still touch those I claim as my beloved? In this world broken by rebellion and longing, pain is a reality I do not ignore or minimize. I do not shield you from everyone, but neither do I abandon you in the struggle. I enter your suffering, sharing it and carrying it with you. In your weakest seasons, you may find memos. Near, for I am particularly close to those who hurt, even when restoration seems distant. I am at work forging resilience, crafting beauty even from ashes. You are not alone in sorrow. My compassion is active, not passive. It is a force that moves toward the hurting and brings comfort now words can contain. Do not believe that suffering is proof of my distance or my displeasure. Instead, take heart that nothing, not rile, no darkness is beyond my ability to redeem. Where you see only loss as seeds of newness, where hope runs thin, I bring the dawn. Trust me with your pain. Offer it not as a test of my love, but as an invitation for me to carry it alongside you. In your wrestling, your lament, and your doubt, I am not offended. Rather, I receive your honesty with tenderness, rejoicing that you trust me enough to voice even your hardest questions. This is the faith I cherish, not the mask of certainty, but the willingness to turn toward me with whatever is real inside you. Day by day I call you forward, not into anxiety or endless striving, but into the freedom of children who know they are secure. Do not fear that my plans hinge on your perfection. I work patiently, writing my goodness into every line of your story. My purpose will not be thwarted by your failures. I am skilled at drawing good from mess and hope from despair. Come then with all of you. Carry your joys and regrets, your victories and your failures. Nothing is wasted in my hands. I gather you continually, weaving all into a future suffused with grace and meaning. Listen to my words closely. You are mine, beloved beyond calculation. My care is more persistent than your doubts, more enduring than any force that might oppose you. I grant your est for your soul a place to lay down anxiety, a space in which to breathe deep and be renewed. Take a moment and write one sentence. Lord, I hand you. Name one thing and let go to the page. Walk with me honestly and trustingly. There is more for youth than shame or striving. There is welcome and home forever secure in my love. I am near to you, and I see the depth of your longings, your doubts, and every quiet hope that flickers in your heart. Nothing in your experience is lost to me, for I have cherished you since before your first day. When the weight of the world presses in, and the clamor of confusion grows, I ask you to remember that your true identity is rooted in my love. Note in the judgments or anxieties you may gather along the way. My gaze meets your snot with cold scrutiny, but with patient knowing affection, a gaze that sees through every mask or defense and still delights in you. Whatever has wounded you, whatever scars you carry, know that I don't turn away in disappointment or recoil. I come nearer, meeting your eye at the sight of your pain, holding out not just comfort, but renewal. I have seen the moments when you faltered, when shame crept in and threatened to shadow your view of me. Still, I do not measure you by your faults. My invitation stands unvary. Ingent and changing that you come as you are and lean wholly on my mercy. I will not reject you, no matter how worn or uncertain you may feel. It pleases me most when you let yourself be honest in my presence. You need not polish your prayers or force a smile to win my approval. Sorrow, frustration, even your silent questions, none need be hidden. Bring everything into the open with me. I am not fragile. Your struggles do not burden me. Indeed, your surrender of these unseen weights is precious, for it has hers you closer to freedom. The courage to confide in me, even if your words are tangled or your understanding feels incomplete, is the opening through which my healing flows more freely. There are times when you feel abandoned, as if your prayers account answered in the void. I assure you, I have not withdrawn. My silence does not mean abstinential indifference. I am at work in ways beyond your sight, weaving purpose from confusion and hope where you seen one. Often these season of waiting is the ground where faith stretches and deepens its roots. In this waiting, I am not withholding myself. Rather, I am inviting you to trust that my timing, though mysterious or even painful, is perpetually for your good. I take delight in every step you make toward love. When you reach out in kindness, when you forgive when it is most difficult, or when you persist in hope despite a disappointment, know that I am with you in that struggle and celebration alike. Your smallest gestures of compassion echo much further than you realize, rippling through lives you might never meet. You do not walk alone or unnoticed. I rejoice over the transformation taking shape within you. Even now, though you may see only slow progress and fragile beginnings. When you are wearied by your attempts to be strong, let yourself rest in me. I am the author of your life, the keeper of your soul, and I am never impatient with your weakness. My strength does not require you to impress me with constant endurance or relentless striving. Your value in my eyes has never been tied to your performance. Let me renew you in gentleness. Allow my grace to do what your effort alone cannot. I will lift you up again, soften what has hardened, and help you move forward with new courage. In moments when guilt clings to you and shame whispers that you are beyond my mercy, remember the love I showed most fully in laying down my life for you. My sacrifice was never meant to haunt you with reminders of your shortcomings, but to open a way for you to come home unstained and unafraid. I do not begrudge you forgiveness. I offer it freely, eagerly, again and again. Refuse to let fear of condemnation drive you from me. Let the reality of my love sink deeply into you until it becomes the truest thing about you. Do not measure your significance by the magnitude of your achievements. Even your hidden faithfulness, your unseen acts of goodness matter infinitely to me. Is every cup of cold water given, every quiet act of patience, every moment you choose compassion over resentment, nothing is miss. Or forgotten. I do not demand that you change the world in grand ways. What I ask of you is to love, starting with yourself as the beloved and letting that love overflow to those placed along your path. You have greater influence than you know simply by abiding with me and sharing what you have. Let my words find a home in you. Let them shape the tone of your thoughts and the movement of your days. When the voices around you feed discouragement or cynicism, remember who I am and who you are to me. Listen for my quiet guidance. I am always ready to walk with you through confusion and to give light when all seems dim in the realms of your ordinary life, where your fears and dreams are carried out in daily choices. My spirit breeds possibility. You are never left with only your own resources, never expected to navigate life's complexities in isolation. My commitment to you is not partial, not wavering. I am familiar with all your ways and still call you mine. When you lose your way, I do not grow weary of seeking you or calling your name. My faithfulness does not expire, nor does my affection cool. No darkness you walk through. Put out the flame of my pursuit. No mistake or weakness has ever changed my heart toward you. You are more precious to me than you dare to imagine, and I am always working to draw you further into freedom, wholeness, and joy. Trust me, for I will never forsake you. I have watched you as you move through the shadows of disappointment, wrestling with longing and uncertainty. Nothing in your journey escapes my notice. When your days have felt too heavy, I have not turned away. Even your silent questions and unspoken despair reach me. I don't require grand declarations of faith from you to be present. It is enough that you exist within my embrace, honest and alive, even when you find your heart burdened and your voice too weary for prayer. What matters most is that you allow yourself to be open, sometimes only a crack, sometimes a mere whisper. It is in that sacred space of vulnerability and longing that my presence meets you. In your secret anguish and your loneliest moments, I am nearer than you imagined, listening intently, holding you with infinite patience. Your deepest sigh is heard just as clearly as your loudest cry of joy. So many of the world's voices tell you that strength means hiding your pain and forging ahead alone. But I call out a different strength, one rooted in relationship, willingness, and truthfulness about your needs. Speak this now, out loud, Orin. I come as I am. Let the words land in you. My love does not recoil from your broken places. I invite you to bring them to me without disguise. When you tire of holding everything together, come rest there. I do not ask you to carry what you cannot bear. My gentleness is greater than you have dared to hope, and each moment you surrender, however small or trembling, is precious to me. Trust that what seems fragile or unfinished in you is met by my compassion, not condemnation. I delight in your courage to keep reaching, even when your reaching feels uncertain or incomplete. You have pleaded for answers, for relief from confusion. I am not a distant judge awaiting error, but a never-present companion shaping hope from your dashed expectations. In every disappointment and setback, my love remains steady, seeking not to punish, but to heal, not to increase your burdens, but to show you how to trust me for the next step. I do not waste your pain. From what seems like loss, I will draw forth new beginnings. Often what you see is a closed door as invitation. Wait, breathe, and let me show you what I can do with what scarce and confounds you. There are days you may doubt if your life holds meaning in the spaces where you feel unseen. I assure you, every act of kindness, each simple gesture of courage or mercy bears significance in my eyes. Your story is not small to me. I am attentive to the rhythm of your heart, to the fierce hopes and gentle quiet within your soul. My love for you was never earned by perfection or performance. It is given freely, because you are mine. In your struggles and in your celebrations is you wholly delighting in the effort it takes for you just to continue. If you wonder whether I am truly close, remember how I have been present in unexpected moments, a word that soothed you, a beauty that stopped you, an invitation to rest when you least expected it. These are not random incidents, but gentle assurances of my nearness. Sometimes my voice comes through the kindness of another, or in the quiet certainty that comes as you surrender your need to figure everything out. I do not always answer as the world expects, but I am unwavering in my commitment to walk with you as you are, not as you think you must become. Is the ways you try to shield yourself from further hurt. I understand every impulse to retreat, yet still I call you into hope, gently coaxing you out of hiding, offering real safety and deep assurance. You may think of your weakness as areas for regret, but I zine a door to closeness with me. When you admit your limits and allow yourself to need guidance, you let me draw nearer. My love moves with great tenderness in those places where you finally let the pretense fall. I am the fullness of strength you cannot muster. Let yourself be hunched with me, for there is nothing you feel or fear that will estrange you from my heart. You don't have to explain your wounds or persuade me to care. I have already chosen you with full knowledge of your struggles and fears. I teach you even as you wait, perhaps feeling lost in the uncertainties that gather at the edge of each day. I am breathing hope into your spirit. Do not measure my faithfulness by the quickness of relief, but by the persistent sea of my care. When you feel unable to stand, I will carry you. When your strength runs dry, let yourself lean wholly on mine. Your life is anchored in my promise, unbreakable by time or circumstance. I am at work in you, shaping beauty from difficulty, preparing you to receive the fullness of what I have prepared. Believe not because you have all the answers, but because I have called you, and I will not abandon my own. Ask your questions, voice your doubts, and don't fear my response. I am not easily wearied by your wrestling. Rather, I welcome every genuine word. Nor communion, I am teaching you more than you realize about yourself, about others, and about the depth of my divine kindness. You are learning the art of trusting not through certainty, but through the repeated choice to keep returning to me. Each time you're each form, whether with a rushed prayer or a silent shiver of hope, I am glad to receive you. Let my love be the place where you rest your quest for reassurance. I am with you now, not only in the answer to your prayers, but in the waiting, the not knowing, in the quiet movement from one uncertain day to the next. My affection for you is steadfast, my delight unwavering. Come as you are with nothing hidden, your precious and beloved, always and in every moment. My child, as you come before me, let your heart rest. The world's burdens are heavy, and sometimes you feel surrounded by shadows, the uncertainties pressing against your spirit. Yet I am the light that endures beyond all fear. In my presence, the anxieties that consume me, you cannot last forever. Feel my nearness. I do not stand afar, but come close to the weary, the ones burdened by invisible wounds. Your conch. Ern's thought they may seem small or insurmountable matter deeply to me. I hold them as I hold you, with attention, with unshakable gentleness, with the patience only your Creator possesses. I see the exhaustion in your striving, not only the work of your hands, but the battles within your mind. There are doubts that gnaw quietly, questions that you hesitate to ask aloud, believing perhaps that even I might grow weary of your struggles. But I am not like those who lose patience or tire of your questions. Come, speak freely. Bring every thought and worry into my jig. As when you choose to trust me with what pains you, you allow my love to reach places hidden even from your own understanding. Do not mistake my silence for absence. I am not distant when I seem quiet. I am listening. I am tending to the deeper things within you, cultivating hope even in soil you count as barren. You are surrounded by voices, those of others and those within, that measure you against impossibly shifting standards, whispering that your best will never be enough. I do not speak to you in that way. I call you my beloved, not because of your flawless living or tireless effort, but because I chose you before you took your first breath. My affection does not rise and fall with your successes or failures. I love you because I am love, and I have bound myself to you more. Faithful than any shadow or season. When you falter, I am steady. When you stumble, I do not scold, but lift and steady you with hands that know your every weakness. You may wonder if your prayers reach me when your words are barely spoken, when all you can offer is a sigh or a single tear. Know this. No to breathe escapes youth, ad escapes my notice. Each longing, each pang of regret is gathered into my heart. When you weep, I am beside you. When you celebrate even the smallest joys, it gladdens me. I delight in your laughter, and I mourn with your grief. I am not unmoved by the story you live. It is precious to me with every hope and sorrow interwoven. Trust that I am working in and through all things, redeeming what seems lost, and shaping even your pain into something that carries the fragrance of grace. You may find the dreams you once cherished wither, and disappointment presses you to close your heart, yet I'm able to bring forth newness from the coldest ashes. Sometimes I remove the things you hold most tightly because I intend to place a greater good in your hands, unborn from my wisdom, not limited by your present understanding. I ask not that you never grieve, but that you allow me to hold you there, to tend what is broken, and to whisper possibilities you cannot yet imagine. Kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. I see further than you can see. I remember each promise I have made to you, and my memory never fails. Others may fail you, sometimes through neglect, sometimes through unkindness. You have been wounded in places the world cannot see. I see every mark up on your soul, and I am gentle with what hurts you. Let me vent to the places you shield out of shame or fear. There is no darkness in you too deep for my mercy. There is no secret that drives me away. I do not turn aside from the hurting. I go straight to the heart's ache, bringing relief and healing, not condemnation. If only you could glimpse the compassion that stirs within me, every time you cry out, I am for you in ways too vast for you to comprehend. Be patient even when healing unfurls slowly. My timing is as loving as my touch. There will be times when you cannot feel me, when all seems mute and empty. Remember, my promise does not abandon flow with your emotions. My love is steadfast when you're fragile, and my purposes are carried out on days of certainty and days of confusion alike. Bring your emptiness to me. Lay down the burdens you no longer have strength to carry. My powerism. Add perfect in your weakness, not your competence. Where you end, I begin. Where your hope withers, I ignite new life. I carry you even though you may feel utterly alone, your prayers echoing back in silence. Trust that my faithfulness stretches far beyond what you sense in any one moment. I am the God who keeps every word. I am the Good Shepherd, searching and finding even those who have lost their way. If you wander, I will not forget you, nor will I abandon you for your wandering. My desire is not for your perfection, but for your presence with me, the returning of your heart. My love creates new mercies with each dawn, and I give them not because you have earned them, but because this is who I am. Though the world may challenge and accuse, though memories haunt and circumstances overwhelm, hear me. You are mine and I am here. Nothing can separate you from my affection. No distance, no mistake, no sorrow unspoken, nor hope unfulfilled. Rest in that truth. When you cannot hold on to me, I hold on to you, my beloved. There is no corner of your soul that I do not know, no shadow within you that I do not gently illuminate by my presence. When you are weary, I am the strength beneath your steps. When you are uncertain and shaken by winds of doubt, I am the sure foundation that does not falter. Listen, for I am always near, more present than your breath, and yet never overwhelming, never forcing, always inviting you to draw near to me as a child draws near to a devoted parent. The cares of your world may clamor loudly, threatening to drown out my voice, but I am patient. Every moment is a new opportunity for you to turn your heart toward me, to find rest in the quietness that I offer. Breathe deeply and realize that my peace is not far or conditional. It waits at the threshold of your heart, poised to console, to renew, and to embolden you for the day. You have feared at times that your failings separate you from me, that your mistake carry a distance too great to cross, but idly you nothing can put you beyond my reach. No failing, no misstep, no regret is strong enough to overcome the love I have poured into your life. My forgiveness is not doled out in measured increments or reserved for those who best perform. I offer it richly, continually. My mercy has no expiration and asks only that you come honestly, vulnerably, just as you are. As you open your heart, even in trembling and hesitation, I receive you with gladness. For you are my beloved, cherished not for your achievements, but because I made you and delight in you. This love is not an abstract notion. It is a sustaining force shaping each detail of your journey and inviting you to live wide awake to its reality. When you dare to believe in your own belovedness, you will find courage you did not know dwelt within you. My spirit is your constant companion, gently refining your motives and strengthening your weaknesses. I never abandon you to struggle alone. Even in your quietest, loneliest moments, I am drawing near, holding your tears, as precious, hearing every whispered longing, attentive to needs you have not yet spoken aloud. Let this knowledge settle deep into your being. You are never alone. My promises are not empty. I fulfill them with a faithfulness that is everlasting. Is your reach for meaning, for their assurance that your life matters to me. Know that it does. There is purpose in your gifts, in your daily acts of kindness, in each step you take through wilderness and wonder-like. Nothing you do in love is wasted. No gesture is too small to catch my eye. I call you away from measuring yourself in comparison to others or striving to war. Day perfection you were never meant to be here. Instead, I call you out to be encored in my acceptance, to grow and flourish in the light of unconditional love. Where you see your inadequacies is the beloved potential. Where you paint yourself in the colors of shame, I bathe you in mercy and dignity. Hold close to me even when your faith feels fragile, even when unanswered questions swirl around you like a storm. Questions do not intimidate me. I delight when you wrestle honestly, for in your searching, I meet you with wisdom and compassion that exceeds your understanding. It is not certainty I require of you, but trust that I am good, that I keep my word, and that nothing you release to me will be lost. With each question surrendered, you make room within yourself for new clarity and deeper hope. Do not fear your doubts. Instead, let them lead you closer, for I long to replace your anxiety with assurance, your striving with rest, as each day unfolds. Remember that my love is both shield and song for you, guarding, guiding, and rejoicing over you. Rise from the burdens of yesterday. I did not create you to live under their weight. Step forward in expectancy, for I do new things each day. Watch how I can bring beauty from brokenness, laughter from sorrow, strength from the very places that once felt barren. Trust the slow work I am doing within you and around you. I was to nothing and transform all things for your good. Open your hands to receive all that I freely give without fear of losing my affection. You are loved now and always cherished in every season. If discouragement comes and hope seems far, remember I am not a distant bystander. I am deeply invested in every detail of your life. Bring me your worries, your wounds, your uncertainties. Let me lift your head. I take delight in restoring what you thought to irreparably lost, mending what was broken, redeeming stories you believed unworthy of telling. Your journey is precious to me, and I walk each step right beside you, delighting in your resilience, celebrating your growth, and carrying you in moments of weakness. My joy over you is real, steadfast, and unwavering in this moment as the world shifts from darkness to dawn. Know that my eyes are on you. Even before you woke, I was present, watching over your night, steady through every silent hour. You searched me, you opened your eyes, craving something real to anchor your heart today. Pause, breathe in deeply, and let my nearness settle upon you like soft morning light. I see how you wonder if this word is truly meant for you, if these promises could find their way into your life. Listen, little one, there are no accidents here. My voice seeks you now, note a shadow or occur. Beauty you by name within the quiet when thoughts crowd in and worries press. Remember, you are not alone. You often carry the weight of the hours ahead, bracing yourself for what may come. You move gently, soothers, do not worry. Yet inside you long for certainty, the assurance that you are not overlooked in the rush of days. Let your heart run with you. Before each worry arrives, my goodness already surrounds you, shaping the hours with care only I can give. The strength you need is not a distant hope. It is my hand present over your life, steady and true as sunlight filters through the window. Take a moment to be still. Can you feel the hush that enters when you slow your breath? Allow gratitude to rise, not for everything done perfectly, but for the simple truth that you are here, alive in this moment, surrounded by the evidence of my love. Even if you feel pressured to perform, remember that your value is already set by my delight in you. Let that truth take root. The world measures worth by achievement and progress, but my gaze rests gently upon you as you are. Dear me, you belong. Many times you have asked me how to find peace when anxiety sweeps and I watch as you battle invisible fears, trying to cover your family, your future, your hope for brighter days. See how I cradle these concerns. Each longing you hold for your loved ones is laid before me. You might not see immediate change, but my hand moves with wisdom, protecting, guiding, nurturing what matters most to you. When you cannot shield them from every storm, know that my shelter surrounds them. My quiet strength is present even when you cannot see. The pace of your days rarely slows, yet I invite you to step out of the current for just a breath. In the stillness, surrender your heavy questions to me. You do not need to have all the answers or a plan for every possibility. I whisper calm into the chaos, guiding you with a peace that defies circumstance. As you hand me your fears, watch how hope quietly replaces dread. Say aloud one thing you're grateful for right now. Even a single word. Begin now, unclench your fists, rest your heart in my hands. Your future is not held by chance, but by my faithful care. See the gentle touch of morning, a reminder that renewal is always possible. In silence, let your spirit harm me voice. Gratitude can become a shield. Each small thanks is a declaration that you recognize my presence in your life. When you're tempted to focus only on what is missing, let your gaze lift. There are gifts all around waiting to be named. Let your first words be thank you, even before you see the changes you long for. This practice is often shared places, restores vision, and creates room for joy. You are learning each time you pause to welcome my presence. If doubts enter your heart, if you wonder what happens when you fail, or if those you love may never change, bring your uncertainties to me. I do not turn away from your weakness, nor do I require that you hide your fears. My invitation is to draw near, to let me speak hope where discouragement tries to settle. Even when you are unsure how to pray, I understand the words you cannot say. Take comfort that I am nearer than your breath, ready to lift you when you feel faint. You are not expected to walk alone. Rest assured, I am the keeper of your story. No disappointment escapes my notice, and every tear has its place in my memory. I know the dreams you've buried, the plans whispered in secret, the questions you have locked away because you hesitate to hope again. Nothing is wasted in my hands. I bring forth newness even from broken places, shaping your days with wisdom and patience. You are not forgotten. Not one detail is lost to me. There will be moments when my timing seems unfamiliar, when a struggle to reconcile my pace with your longing for resolution. Trust that every delay is measured. Every waiting season has its hidden purpose. I do not withhold good from you. I prepare you for gifts meant to last. While you wait, let your heart be open to the gentle lessons of today. I grow your character in quiet ways, molding you into someone who reflects my nature, a spirit marked by compassion, resilience, and humble confidence. Your family is never far from my sight. Every child, every parent, every partner you love, I hold them close. Even when relationships feel strained or uncertain, when you entrust them to me, you release them from expectations only I can fulfill. Be patient with them just as I am patient with you. Pray for the courage to love without fear, offering forgiveness where it is needed, and hope where it seems in short supply. I am at work in each heart, shaping futures you cannot yet imagine. Sometimes you sense a prompting to move differently, to speak with kindness rather than react, to let go of an argument, to bring encouragement instead of criticism. These nudges are my spirit guiding you. Pay attention to the gentle shifts inside, the quiet impulse to serve, to bless, to pause before you act. Each of these is a seed planted quietly that can yield a harvest of peace. Do not underestimate the effect of small faithfulness. In my hands, little actions become powerful means of transformation. Choose one small, concrete act of kindness you can do today. A text, a visit, or a short prayer for someone. And do it, beloved. As you walk through the unfamiliar, recall that I have made you for purpose. When uncertainty rises or comparison whispers that you are not enough, let my truth anchor you. You are becoming who I have called you to be. Do not despise the slow work hidden beneath the surface before bearing fruit. I delight in every step forward, no matter how small. Let my joy be your strength. I have marked out your path with care. Now settle your heart again. Allow gratitude to well up in you, not only for what you hold, but for the assurance that your life unfolds. Within my embrace, lift your eyes, breathe the morning air. As the day opens before you, know there is fresh mercy waiting, new strength for each task. The worries you carry are known. The needs you bring are safe in my keeping. You are never abandoned, never outside the reach of my love. Let these words find you where you are. In the quiet moments, in the hidden HE, in the desire simply to be seen, my gaze is upon you. I will continue to speak, to guide, to reveal my constant presence as you listen and rest in me. I see you as you are, beneath every distraction you face, and I am not distant or unmoved by your struggles. I am close to you in your confusion and pain, and I do not tire of your questions or faltering hope. I do not look down on your weakness. Rather, my heart draws nearer to you each time you reach form, even quietly, even with trembling doubts. Do not measure yourself by the changing standards of this world. I have loved you from before your first breath, with a love that does not cool or grow weary. In your earliest cries and your hidden trials, I have been present, attentive to each nuance of your heart. You don't need to earn my affection, nor can you exhaust it. When your spirit is heavy and your path unsure, I am not disappointed. I am with you to bear your burdens and offer your rest. Every desire for goodness within you echoes my voice of speaking life. I kindle hope within you, even when shadows threaten to smother the light. When you are repentant or gentle beyond your own strength, that is my spirit at work in you. Do not dismiss that spiritual beauty in yourself simply because it feels small or goes unnoticed. I am not searching for perfect behavior, but for sincerity and openness. It is your honest longing form, your willingness to let me gently shape your thoughts and actions that delights me. I do not overlook your efforts or dismiss the quiet decisions you make for kindness and integrity. There are moments when life seems silent and you wonder if your prayers matter. But I hear every low jingle of your heart. There is not a single tear unnoticed, not a single sigh ignored. I don't always answer according to human timelines or expectations, but trust that I respond in wisdom and love. Even the prayers you can barely voice, the thoughts you hold tightly inside areas clear to misspoken words. Waiting may atune and test your patience. Yet I not wasted these seasons. In the silence, your spirit learns to recognize my whispers. In the stillness, you discover my presence accompanies you, even without grand miracles or signs. I do not abandon you, Tolo, Nelenis, but draw nearer than your very breath. Your life matters to me in ways you do not yet know. Your existence is not an accident, nor is it insignificant. I see the beauty in what you offer, the small and unseen acts of love, the perseverance through hardship. The world may undervalue such things, but I rejoice in them. I am shaping you to reflect my heart, to be an instrument of healing and grace in a hurting world. Do not diminish your worth or discount your influences simply because results are hidden or progress seems slow. I delight in your persistence, in your desire to do good, even when it is hard, and in your kindness that expects no recognition. As you journey forward, storms will come. Times when hope feels fragile and faith seems to falter. In these moments, remember I am your shelter. I do not demand strength you do not possess, nor do I require you to solve every problem alone. It is not a failure to need me. It is the heart of our relationship. When you sink under the waves of anxiety or fear, cry you to me. I do not stand aloof. I reach for you each time, steady and faithful. My presence is unshakable. No matter how tempestuous the world around you becomes, you may grieve losses that feel unbearable or carry disappointments that others cannot see. Bring them to me. Let me hold your sorrow with you, for I am a companion whose comfort is real. I don't trust your healing, nor I minimize your pain. My son has entered human suffering and understands your weary heart. I walk beside you, patient and steadfast, offering new hope each day. You are never alone, never forgotten. Even in your darkest midnight, I remain with you through every season, speaking encouragement into the depths of your being. Let my love root itself in your identity. You are valuable, not for achievements or for the masks you wear, but because you are mine. Hen you duck, even when you wonder if you belong, I hold you secure. My peace I give you, my joy I desire for you are precious to me, not as potential but as you are right now. In your laughter and tears, your victories and struggles, I am present. There is no corner of your life beyond my reach. Now on too deep for my gentle touch. Trust in my faithfulness. Hold to hope. Even when the way seems hidden, I am creating good out of what feels chaotic or wasted. I am drawing you into deeper relationship where you will learn to recognize my voice and rest in my love. Do not let fear drive you from me. Come as you are with all you carry. Let me remind you daily, you are treasured, guided, and sustained by a love that cannot be undone. I am with you now and always, and I will never let you go. Kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. When you draw near to, I don't measure the distance by your worthiness or strength. I look upon your heart, for nothing is hidden from my gaze. I know the shape of your longing. I feel your trembling hope in your quiet age. You may come to me with burdens you can scarcely name, with regrets tight in your chest, with weariness that threatens your every step. Even so, my arms are open to receive you, not on account of your merit, but because of my delight in you. You are my beloved, marked with the imprint of my own hands, and I cherish you far beyond your understanding. Do not think that your weakness or confusion pushes me away. A wounded spirit is precious to me, and I am close to the broken-hearted. When your thoughts are tangled and your heart is heavy, my presence remains steadfast. Come to me with your disappointments, your sharp uncertainties, your whispered confessions. There is no darkness within you that my light cannot overcome. When you think you have come to the end and falter with despair, know that I remain beside you with gentle patience, offering rest for your soul. I am not impatient with your questions or afraid of your honesty. Your doubts and fears do not offend me. They are part of your journey, and I walk each step with you. When you look to the world and see so much that is broken, and your spirit trembles at injustice and suffering, hear me. My heart is moved more than yours, and my compassion does not fail. I know the cries of those in pain. I am with the lonely, the oppressed, and forgotten. I call you not to turn away, but to let your heart be softened, to allow my love to flow through you into places of need. Stand in the gap. Pray with persistence. Offer what you can and trust that even your smallest act done in love resounds in eternity. I use what is humble and simple to accomplish wonders beyond your vision. I do not promise an easy road, nor all life without sorrow. Yet in the midst of suffering I am. Present us a comfort and a guide, to gather every tear. I recall each promise, nothing you endure is wasted. Pain may press you, but in your need I draw near in ways you have not yet imagined. My power is made perfect where you feel most frail. I do not despise your limitations. In truth, I honor your courage, because as with eyes unclouded by time, I know the wholeness and peace to which I led you. If you waver, cling to this truth. Though seasons of trial may come, there is nothing that can separate you from my love. I invite you into deeper trust, not as a test, but as an invitation to life. My faithfulness is unbroken like a sunrise that never fails. When worries multiply in your mind, remember that I am already working for your good, shaping beauty from what seems uncertain and gathering up even your faltering steps into a greater story. I know when you rise and when you lie down. Your every sigh is known to me. You may be afraid of what lies ahead of paths you do not understand, but I hold the future in my hands. Trust that my plans are gentle and wise, and when the way is unclear, I will illumine your path in the right moment. You are not abandoned to wander alone. I am the shepherd who calls you by name. I rejoice in you not for your achievements or piety, but because you are mine. Your laughter delights me. Your dreams and desires are precious to me. When you fall, I do not recoil or condemn. My mercy, vast and unceasing, is new for you in every moment. Repentance is not a doorway to shame, but to freedom. Let your heart rest in this assurance. My love is not fragile or fleeting. It does not hang on your mood or faithfulness. You may feel distant from me, but I am always near, whispering truth and sowing hope. Take time to be with me. Make space for stillness. In that quiet you will come to recognize my voice, the gentle leading that calls you into freedom, the firm encouragement that lifts you from despair. I teach you not with harshness, but through kindness. My correction is born from a desire to see you flourish. Where you have failed, I provide grace. Where you are empty, I offer fullness. Your life matters profile. Ninta more than words can hold. As you love others, especially those who seem hardest to love, you participate in the work of my kingdom. My spirit moves in you, strengthening what is weak, nurturing compassion, creating a courage that is not your own. Do not measure yourself by the standards of a world that passes away. Your true worth abides in the love with which I hold you. Remember that when you serve, forgive, or offer comfort, my own hands are at work through yours. The hope you bring to another is not small or forgotten. I remember. I bless. Never forget that I am endlessly patient. With you, I'm not looking for perfection, but for a heart willing to walk with me. When you stumble, my grace sustains you. When your joys I celebrate with you. Lean into the truth of my presence day by day, moment by moment. I am with you, I am for you. And nothing will ever diminish the love I have for you, my beloved. When you turn your heart toward me, you do not stand in the grandeur of an uncaring universe, questioning your worth or place. Every longing and aching in your soul has an echo that finds its home in me. You may imagine me infinitely distant, hid, and behind the clouds of your uncertainties. Yet I am closer than your own breath. As you wrestle with doubt, wondering whether I regard you, whether your voice can reach me, know that I already hear every hidden prayer, even before your words shape the cry of your heart. I don't respond coldly, nor am I a judge waiting to pounce on your failures. Rather, I have gathered your tears in my hands and treasured every hope that flickered within you, no matter how faint. You have heard stories of my power of greatness, so vast you scarce dare approach. Yet my power finds its deepest expression in the gentle touch I offer your soul, for I made you for myself, and nothing about you escapes my attention or my affection. When you walk through seasons of confusion, when your tomorrow feels lost beneath heavy anxieties, remember I crafted time itself. I hold every possible day you could live. I am not impatient with you. I don't begrudge the crooked roads your journey has taken. For I know the paint had spurred your choices, and the burdens that became too much to bear alone. While others may judge or misunderstand the chapters in your life, I see the whole of you. Your story's darkest nights do not repulse me, I draw nearer. Do not suppose that your weaknesses push me away. I am most present when you feel most broken, and my strength grows most visible in the places you believe are irreparable. There is no sharp word, no angry outburst, no ounce so shameful that I would recoil from you in disappointment. Instead, I wait for your honest turning, for I can do wonders when your defenses fall, and you dare let me into the impossible places. I cherish your trust, even when it's tangled with fear and trembly. Nay, though you falter 1,000 times in ever wary of lifting you, my patience is not taxed by your doubts or mistakes. You are accustomed to a world that gives love only when it is earned, that withholds comfort until you have proven yourself worthy. My heart does not measure you with such conditions. Even now in your mess, in your questions, I pour myself out to you. I do not clutch my love jealously, waiting for you to perfect yourself. Rather, I reach into the places you feel least lovable and declare, you are mine, you are beloved. My commitment does not waver, not even for a breath. I do not love the perfected version of you, but the real you with trembling hands and uncertain steps. Let me speak to the ache you hide. When you feel unseen, passed over, misunderstood, forgotten, know that every moment of loneliness is borne by me too. I am not absent from the long watches of the night, nor indifferent to the prayers too painful to speak aloud. Even the disappointments that have bent your hopes do not escape my notice. I do not offer cheap comfort or answers that diminish your pain. Instead, I enter your suffering with you. By becoming flesh, I have tasted hunger, sorrow, and betrayal. I know what it is to be pressed under the world's weight. I do not stand on the sidelines of your struggle. Your wounds have left a mark on my own hands. My forgiveness is not reluctant or halfway given. When you lay down your failures before me, is weep them away, never to define you again? You are not trapped in cycles of guilt and striving. The accusation that hounds you is not from me. The shame that would silence your prayers doesn't have my voice. I invite you to rest in my mercy, to learn the rhythm of renewal that I have set in me. You breathe again, free from fear that you will never be enough. You are freed because I am enough, and I am yours. When you are weary from trying so hard, let yourself come home to. You do not have to force your way into acceptance. I am already waiting, arms opened, eager to embrace you. My welcome does not depend on your achievements. It is poured out because I am love, and love is who I am at my very core. You can lay down your masks, set aside performances and explanations. In my presence, pretenses are unnecessary. I know every frailty, every hope, every motive, and I love you still. Let me show you what is possible when shame no longer sets the boundaries of your life. As you risk trusting me, I will lead you into a greater freedom with joy deeper than circumstances and peace that confounds understanding. Even in the storms that batter your soul, you're held fast. If you struggle to believe any of this, bring that unbelief to me as well. I don't despise your struggle. Every honest question, every flicker of hope is precious to me. I will not snuff out the dimly burning flame within you. I will fan it gently, faithfully, until it brightens again, until the life I have placed in you awakens in new fullness. My beloved, nothing you have done, nothing that hath happened to you can separate you from my love. Your future is not irreparably dashed, nor are you consigned to walk alone. I am making all things new, even the parts of your heart you have given up as lost. There is a hope that springs from me, one that evil cannot touch and disappointment cannot bury. In my heart, there is always room for you to begin again. Each day I create as an open invitation a space for you to discover my faithfulness freshly. Heart these words, not as distant promises, but as the true reality in which you live. I love you, I delight in you. I am the constant in the shifting ground beneath your feet. Whisper your fears, your grief, your longings to me, and know that I hold you now and always. My love does not fade, and my presence will not leave you no matter what tomorrow brings. Rest, for I am with you. You rest in my presence, though you do not always feel it, and your questions continue to ripple through your days. Each thought whispered in the quiet, the fears you cradle, the hopes you dare not voice, they reach me. I gather every trembling confession, every unspoken longing. You struggle to believe. I'm attentive that I do not tear of you, that my patience could encompass your mess and frailty, but am not startled by your limits, nor repelled by your confusion. When you falter or withdraw, I remain steadfast. Your uncertainties do not offend me. I am not insecure. I made room for your doubts as surely as I carved out valleys and lifted mountains. You are more deeply known than you can grasp, and yet you are still invited. Even as you wonder how purpose can grow from a chaise, I hold both the H and the promise. No disappointment or defeat disqualifies you from my affection. My delight in you is not based on your accomplishments or your progress. I uphold you not because you never slip, but because I have pledged myself to you. My covenant's unbreakable is your motives, your tiredness, your weary attempts to do what is good, and I understand each complexity along your path. When you miss your own standards or feel you have failed, listen. Your value is not measured by your perfection, but is secured in my embrace. Every morning brings another invitation. I call you not only to work and serve, but first to be with me. I made you for communion, not just performance. Do not shrink away from relationship in fear of letting me down. I have already chosen you. My presence brings a freedom that does not depend on your striving. When you gather joy around a meal, or give comfort with a word, or let out a breath of H, I am there delighting in your honest thought, in the ordinary rhythm and hidden corners of your life. I remain faithful. There is now where you can walk that is beyond the reach of my care. In your hardest moments, when you feel emptied and alone, listen, I am near to the brokenhearted. Kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. Ignite courage into your marrow even when you are aware only of your own trembling. Sometimes my answers to your prayers are gently and quiet. Other times they come as growing strength or an unexpected peace. You may not always recognize my voice, especially when the world's clamor drowns out gentleness. But my spirit whispers in the silence between anxieties, reminding you that you are never forsaken. Your wounds are not foreign to me. I carry them with compassion, and I promise not to waste your pain. I have chosen to work through your weakness. Note and spite. Fit in the places you feel most feeble, those internal battles that exhaust you, the patterns you fear you will never escape. There I'm shaping hope. You look for quick resolutions, but I am patient with your process. My faithfulness spans beyond the surge of your willpower, is sustain you, bring your fatigue, your regrets, your tangled worries to me. I am not disappointed by your struggle. You are precious as you are, not someday but now. Trust does not mean you must ignore your doubts or pretend certainty. Come honest, come raw, come as you are, all your anxiety. Eddie Escan being trusted to me, for I care deeply for you. Cling to me not because you fear punishment, but because you are safe to fall into my arms. There is no need for masks. My mercy renews you. My love does not run dry or withhold itself in frustration. I choose you each day and each night. I keep watch while you sleep, never ceasing in my devotion. Life will batter you at times, and not all wounds will heal the way you hope. There will be moments of confusion and seasons where you wonder if my plans are good. I am not far off, waiting for you to sort yourself out. I meet you. You in the difficulty, I weep with you in loss. My heart beats with your sin, sorrow, and in laughter. I do not withdraw from your suffering. In your weakest prayers, the ones with now words, the ones breathed in sighs, I am listening. I am present when you have no strength left to rise, holding all that you cannot hold yourself. Do not believe the lie that you must fix yourself before you allow me close. I have always known you from before your first breath until the echo of your last. You don't have to earn my nearness with applause or penance. I offer myself freely because I love you beyond every fear, each shame, every secret. My eyes see you in fuller truth than anyone ever could, and still you are fully cherished. My acceptance is not fragile, not easily revoked. It is as sure as dawn after the longest night. There is grace for today. Take it even when you feel unworthy. Rest in presence. Not perfection when you lose your way. I am the constant you can return to. My arms are always open. I do not abandon or recoil in your ordinary day, in duty and rest, in confusion, in hope. I am shaping you through my kindness. Let my words of assurance become the ground beneath your feet, steadying you through storms and stillness alike. Your future is held, your heart is known. I do not let go. I have seen the tender buds of hope rising within you. Even as the shadows of uncertainty stretch across your path, do not become disheartened by the weight of questions that cannot yet find their answers. I am not distant from your confusion or untouched by your longing to understand. I hear every sight that escapes your heart and hold every silent prayer with a care more delicate than you can imagine. Nothing you struggle with escapes my notice. Every flicker of sadness, every tremor of anxiety, I see them all. Often you wonder why my answers seem delayed, why the storms are not stilled the very moment you cry out. Trust this. Even as you wait, I am near than the breathe in your lungs, working in secret for your good. You speak my name in moments when your voice is barely more than a whisper. In those fragile moments, my love gathers around you, enfolding your spirit. My voice lives not just in thunder, but in the gentlest stirrings that move you without words. When you cannot see ahead, take solace. In myself walk before you as well as beside you. My presence is the pillar of gentle fire that warms you on your coldest nights, and the quiet clarity refreshing your mind at dawn. When doubts rise, unbidden and fears stack themselves high edge of your hope. Remember, you do not carry them alone. Every burden you offer me, no matter how weight or trivial it may seem to you, is received into my embrace. I am intimately familiar with all that is human, and I not grow weary from sharing your load. There have been moments when pain shouted louder than comfort, when my promises felt like distant stars. Is all you then? Is all your hidden tears and your refusal to give up, even when belief trembled on the edge of breaking? Know that these struggles do not disappoint me. Indeed, your persistence is precious to me. You are not measured by your perfection or by the strength of your faith, but by your willingness to trust, even if you can offer only the smallest faith you can find. I am not a harsh judge, but a father who understands where you came from and what you have endured. My mercy is strewn through each day. Forgiveness not on account of your worthiness, but because I delight in making you whole. Believe this. Your wounds are known to me not as failures, but as places where my healing seeks to meet you. If you look back with regret, I do not stand there shaking my head in disappointment. Instead, I wait for you in the present, offering peace in every breath and encouragement for what lies ahead. Let the past lose its grip as you allow yourself to receive my gentleness in the here and now. Every moment you turn to me, you draw from the well of my compassion which never runs dry. Stay closetum, especially when you feel most unworthy. I did not claim you because you were flawless. I loved you before your earliest memory and have never turned away from you, not even in your lowest hours. I have seen the unspoken battles you face both within and around you, the temptations that threaten to pull you from your purpose, the exhaustion that settles into your bones. I don't despise your weakness. In fact, it is right there that my strength becomes most visible. When you feel nearly spent, lean into me. Let me be the calm at the center of your storm, the patience within your restlessness, the enduring hope in your despair. Nothing that concerns you is too insignificant for my notice. I am as present in your quiet sighs as I am in your joyful celebrations. Bring me your frustrations without fear. You cannot overwhelm me with your anger, your questions, your disappointments. If you sit at my feet with an honest thought, I will meet you with understanding. My greatest joy is not in seeing you always triumphant, but in seeing you return to me again and again, no matter where you have wandered. As you continue your journey, take heart in my constant guidance. I have already prepared the way before you, even on days when the path seems obscured. Trust that I work within you, shaping your character and preparing you for deeper realms of joy and peace. Growth does not happen in haste, even when progress feels stubbornly slow. Remember that I am not impatient with you. I am tending the living hope within you that will endure life's harshest winds. When you falter, do not shrink back in shame. Turn once more toward my light. Each time you do, I rejoice for your willingness. Begin again reflects my faithfulness more than your ability to walk perfectly. Hold tight to my promise. Nothing, absolutely nothing, will separate you from my love, not the mistakes you make, nor the times when your faith feels frail and thin. Nothing you could say or do will change my intention to carry you all the way home. I am the author and finisher of your story, a story whose always hope and reconciliation. Allow yourself to rest in this assurance as you move forward, mindful that you have never been orphaned or left behind. You often look ahead, longing to glimpse of the outcome before you take each step. You hope for certainty and security, wishing for a mapand assurances before setting your hopes on tomorrow. I understand your desire to avoid pain, to spare yourself from disappointment or loss. Yet growth will not wait for all questions to be answered or every risk to be foreseen. I call you out a courage not in the absence of vulnerability, but precisely in the willingness to carry hope through uncertainty. You are never required to muster strength alone. I sustain you. When you falter, I uphold you. When the unknown looms before you, I go before and beside you. Your future is not hidden from me, and though I don't always reveal each detail, I assure you that my purpose holds your good at its center. At times you may look back and see only regret, mistakes, flaws, and what-ifs, crowding out the victories. Still, no, I don't abandon you to past missteps. I am the healer of memories and the mender of what has been broken. I redeem what others might write of as lost, and I bring forth beauty from the soil of pain. Nothing you have endured is wasted in my hands, and nothing is too difficult for me to heal or restore. Do not believe the voice that tells you you have gone too far or failed too many times for my mercy. I am tireless in my pursuit, relentless in my forgiveness. You are me, beloved, and your name is spoken in love again and again, never in disappointment. When you seek meaning and wonder if your life matters, listen for my assurance. You are chosen. Small acts of kindness, unnoticed sacrifices, secret prayers, and silent bravery, these are not hidden from me. The goodness you extend, though it often appears ordinary or invisible to the world, delights my heart. I am shaping you to reflect my heart, to be an instrument of healing and grace in a hurting world. Don't diminish your worth or discount your influences, simply because results are hidden or progress seems slow. I delight in your persistence, in your desire to do good even when it is hard, and in your kindness that expects no recognition. As you journey forward, storms will come, times when hope feels fragile and faith seems to falter. In these moments, remember I am your shelter. I do not demand strength you do not possess, nor do I require you to solve every problem alone. It is not a failure to need me. It is the heart of our relationship. When you sink under the waves of anxiety or fear, cry you to me. I do not stand aloof. Each for you, each time steady and faithful. My presence is unshakable. No matter how tempestuous the world around you becomes, you may grieve losses that feel unbearable or carry disappointments that others cannot see. Bring them to, let me hold your sorrow with you, for I am a companion whose comfort is real. I don't rush your healing, nor do I minimize your pain. My son has entered human suffering and understands your weary heart. I walk beside you, patient and steadfast, offering new hope each day. You are never alone, never forgotten, even in your darkest. Till midnight, I remain with you through every season, speaking encouragement into the depths of your being. Let my love root itself in your identity. You are valuable not for achievements or for the masks you wear, but because you are mine. Even when you doubt, even when you wonder if you belong, I hold you secure. My peace I give you, my joy I desire for you. For you are precious to me, not as potential, but as you are right now. In your laughter and tears, your victories and struggles, I am present. There is no corner of your life beyond my reach. Now on to deep for my G. Until touch, trust in my faithfulness, hold to hope. Even when the ways seem shidden, I am creating good out of what feels chaotic or wasted. I am drawing you into deeper relationship where you will learn to recognize my voice and rest in my love. Do not let fear drive you from me. Come as you are with all you carry. Let me remind you daily. You are treasured, guided, and sustained by a love that cannot be undone. I am with you now and always, and I will never let you go. When you draw near to me, I don't measure the distance by your worthiness or strength. I look upon your heart, for nothing is hidden from my gaze. I know the shape of your longing. I feel your trembling in your quiet atch. You may come to me with burdens you can scarcely name, with regrets tighten your chest, with weariness that threatens your every step. Even so, my arms are open to receive you, not on account of your merit, but because of my delight in you. You are my beloved, marked with the imprint of my own hands, and I cherish you far beyond your understanding. Don't think that your weakness or confusion pushes me away. A wounded spirit is precious to me, and I am close to the brokenhearted. When your thoughts are tangled and your heart is heavy, my presence remains steadfast. Come to me with your disappointments, your sharp uncertainties, your whispered confessions. There is no darkness within you that my light cannot overcome. When you think you have come to the end and falter with despair, know that I remain beside you with gentle patience, offering rest for your soul. I am not impatient with your questions, or afraid of your honesty. Your doubts and fears do not offend me. They are part of your journey, and I walk each step with you. When you look to the world and see so much that is broken, and your spirit trembles at injustice and suffering, hear me. My heart is moved more than yours, and my compassion does not fail. I know the cries of those in pain. I am with the lonely, the oppressed, and forgotten. I call you not to turn away, but to let your heart be softened, to allow my love to flow through you into places of need. Stand in the gap, pray with persistence, offer what you can, and trust that even your smallest act done in love resounds in eternity. I use what is humble and simple to accomplish wonders beyond your vision. I do not promise an easy road, nor a life without sorrow, yet in the midst of suffering, I am present as a comfort and guide. I gather every tear, I recall each promise. Nothing you endure is wasted. Pain may press you, but in your need, I draw near in ways you have not yet imagined. My power is made perfect where you feel most frail. I do not despise your limitations. In truth, I honor your courage, because as ye with eyes unclouded by time, I know the wholeness and peace to which I led you. If you waver, cling to this truth. Though seasons of trial may come, there is nothing that can separate you from my love. I invite you into deeper trust, not as a test, but as an invitation to life. My faithfulness is unbroken, like a sunrise that never fails. When worries multiply in your mind, remember that I am already working for your good, shaping beauty from what seems uncertain and gathering up even your faltering steps into a greater story. I know when you rise and when you lie down. Your every sigh is known to me. You may be afraid of what lies ahead of paths you do not understand. But I hold the future in my hands, trust that my plans are gentle and wise, and when the way is unclear, I will illumine your path in the right moment. You are not abandoned to wander alone. I am the shepherd who calls you by name. I rejoice in you, not for your achievements or piety, but because you are mine. Your laughter delights me. Your dreams and desires are precious to me. When you fall, I don't recoil or condemn. My mercy, vast and unceasing, is new for you in every moment. Repentance is not a doorway to shame, but a freedom. Let your heart rest in this assurance. My love is not fragile or fleeting. It does nothing on your mood or faithfulness. You may feel distant from me, but I am always near, whispering truth and sowing hope. Take time to be with me. Make space for stillness. In that quiet, you will come to recognize my voice, the gentle leading that calls you into freedom, the firm encouragement that lifts you from despair. I teach you not with harshness, but through kindness. My correction is born from a desire to see you flourish. Where you have failed, I provide grace. Where you are empty, I offer fullness. Your life matters profound. Nendili tome more than words can hold. As you love others, especially those who seem hardest to love, you participate in the work of my kingdom. My spirit moves in you, strengthening what is weak, nurturing compassion, creating a courage that is not your own. Do not measure yourself by the standards of a world that passes away. Your true worth abides in the love with which I hold you. Remember that when you serve, forgive, or offer comfort, my own hands are at work through yours. The hope you bring to another is not small or forgotten. Remember, I bless, never forget that I am endlessly patient with you. I am not looking for perfection, but for a heart willing to walk with me. When you stumble, my grace sustains you. When you rejoice, I celebrate with you. Lean into the truth of my presence day by day, moment by moment. I am with you, I am for you. And nothing will ever diminish the love I have for you. My beloved, when you turn your heart toward me, you do not stand in the grandeur of an uncaring universe, questioning your worth or place. Every longing and aching in your soul has an echo that finds its home in me. You may imagine me infinitely distant, hidden behind the clouds of your uncertainties, yet I am closer than your own breath. As you wrestle with doubt, wondering whether I regard you, whether your voice can reach me, know that I already hear every hidden prayer, even before your words shape the cry of your heart. Before you leave this moment, whisper one honest sentence to me. Then pick one small step, a walk, a call, a moment of silence, and do it within the next hour. Beloved child, pause today to share your honest feelings with me. No matter how raw or unfiltered, take a gentle walk or find a quiet space. Speak or write as if I were beside you, because I am. Trust my love in your vulnerability and let your heart lean into my unwavering presence. Amen.